Bum bum. Hello and welcome to anyone watching us past, present, or future, and welcome to essentially part one of my 2-year anniversary. Because I was thinking about, because last year I did a whole surprise slideshow about me loving all my friends and greatly appreciating the people that got me here, but that took like hour longer than I thought. So, that's this year. We're gonna start off nice. Pretty flower. Starting to shoot with a pretty flower from Hatch, from the Hachiko, who may be in this upcoming presentation. What? 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 KB's even here. I thought you were at job work, KB. Oh jeez. Oh jeez. Oh man. Oh jeez. All my friends are here. See my demons. There's my little demon. There's my little guy. Dude, you Hachiko, you're a based pretty flower. Like you and like one other regular I know, like I know they show up because I get the pretty flower. You see, Friday is the official tier celebration. This is essentially the see, tomorrow I get to be incredibly selfish and go like, yes, it's all about me. This part is all about everyone else. This is the part where I go, no, literally, this is the pre-show. Because last year I did a pre-show about me loving my friends, and I enjoyed it. But also, it was an hour and 12 minutes, and if I wanted to release the VOD of, like, me doing my Pokemon Rock type only run of Pokemon Sword, that has to be something different. And also, I couldn't do much progress in that run that day. So we're doing it all on one thing. Oh, hell yeah. Well, I appreciate you came by anyway, KB. I'm watching without sound, but I want... Hell yeah. And don't worry, Demi. I'm gonna be honest, you're gonna be in the later part of the slideshow. So, if you just are big lurkies, I know I'm saying this to Demi no ears. But if anyone wants to pass the message to the Demeter Lupin, that is something one can do. But yes, this is essentially a very big formal sideshow pre-show because I love my friends, and literally as much as I am a person who is very okay with being, yes, I deserve all this. I worked hard on it, actually. I very much do believe that the kind of level of support and success that I have had and happiness with doing this would not be remotely possible without the people I have met and adored over the last 2 years. And the fact I still have connections with these people, or they're very old connections, or very new connections, I feel are very important to highlight. And like, just I don't have arms. I do have arms, but for the sake of moving them, I can't track them. But I'm essentially doing the Will Smith look at them position with my I'm projecting image. I'm casting a 7-level spell to cast project image to do the massive Will Smith gesturing motion. Just I gotta open up interwebs anyway, so cool. It is the me to all the homies tonight. The fuck? Me to all the homies tonight. Just doing the wait, is it not showing? Either stream's really it's not showing. It's not showing. I showed you my Pokemon damage calculator, please. Okay. Okay, let's also get rid of Magic Pan. That would be a smart thing to do. I've been doing this for 2 years. Me to all my besties. Me to all my loved ones. I love my friends. They're on the pewter. But now let's get to business. The scuff is eternal. Yeah, witch cursed me with it. Man, you know what? You know what? I see the first one. Can we shout out the... Yeah, Elma, it is, because we started around the same exact time. Dude, I know no one here was there for it, but this is the first piece of imagery I have done for pan shilling content of my debut party, where, oh my god, I couldn't even get the hat right. I made it behind Pan's head. But yeah, just the balloons, the banner. That banner was like the hardest part. I didn't even add a stroke around debut party because I didn't know how to do it back then. It's like, I'm here. And you know it's early on because I have the Minecraft tower. Not that I would ever have that now after 2 years. I'm looking directly at the camera. Alright, and I'm gonna check OBS. I'm gonna hope that this looks good on stream. If not, I will scream. Okay, so far we look good. Whoa! You're right on time, Huey, for me to love and appreciate my friends. Also, I hope I sound good, because I know sometimes I can sound really quiet. If I am, please let me know. Please scream it to me. Describe it to me. And I will try to do what I can to either make music quieter or make me louder. Keep off! We're taking off. Oh fuck. The people are speaking. The people want to see full twink. Thank you, KB. Alright. But you must ask yourselves, although I appreciate myself a good twink, we must ask ourselves, how did we get here? This isn't my beautiful wife. This is not my beautiful home. And that is because... And the cravat! Guys. Just been steamy tonight. Where's yours? There's go. Fine. Which one's my cravat? Wait, which hotkey's my cravat? Oh. No, cape. No, pretty flower stays. Oh. Okay. There. We're taking up all the layers. We're taking up all the layers. Pan naked. We're starting off. Dude, it's I'm in my panda suit. Which is, hey, alright guys, you're gonna see the whole thing. Look at this. After 2 years, you get to see the whole twink, alright? You get to see, look, there's no meat on these bones. You only see the floofy shoulders. You know what, guys? I feel bold, alright? It's been like, what? It's been like a year since I showed it off. Apparently not a lot of people know it, or at least think about it, but, alright, fine. Fuck you guys. Deer legs. Let's go. It's deer leg stream now. I get to be so tall, you only get to see my legs. Alright, no, please don't make me tiny! Please don't make me tiny! It's my birthday, please don't, no! And a deer ate my plants yesterday. Can you tell them to stop? Can I tell them to stop? Well, here's the trick. I'm not. Learn to speak with animals, bitch. Just learn spells and get good. It's okay, you. Just make sure you have the omens in front of your house so they won't bother you. You do know the omens, right? Actually, because a lot of people say that, me and Yig sound very much the same as two green-haired fae. Just sound like me, and then they'll like be chill with you. I only know the arcane spell list. No, ain't that the trick? Ain't that the trick? It'd be a shame if you... It's a shame you didn't inherit the, It's a shame you were... A shame you don't have the Eldritch Adept feat to have the speed. Tears are Agent of Chaos, Yig. I don't know about that. That's pretty crazy. Imagine being a part of Chaos. Alright, I'm gonna start my presentation for realsies this time. So, hey, speaking of this twink you see before you, you may ask, how did I get here? Well, here's how. It's all thanks, all of this goes back to one of my close IRL and one of my longest friends who I often spend my weekends doing D&D and telling stories and doing wacky bullshit. It's Vivian VTuber. She's the one who made my model. She specifically made my model as, like, one, pro bono, and two, mostly because she was hyperfixated on VTuber Studios and making VTuber models, and she just wanted to have a VTuber friend, and I was like, sure, I'd do it. That would enable me to actually not feel overwhelmed about content creation. Just do it. And then she did, and I was like, oh fuck, you actually did. And I've been doing this for 2 years. Vivi! Dude, me and the homies appreciate that there's Vivian VTuber fans out here. Still obsessed with VTuber. You know what we gotta do? We gotta shout out Vivian VTuber. And if you want to know where she's at, you can go on Twitter for Kate Collabs. You can go to her Twitch at Vivian VTuber. She's also got a YouTube channel with some shorts that, well, I would say she should probably work on uploading more, but, like, I'll be honest, I get it. It's difficult. It's hard. She typically does Minecraft and has recently been doing a lot of Tears of the Kingdom. She has recently shifted her stream days to be Tuesdays and Thursdays. Usually around 1 p.m. EST. So, yeah. She's been doing great. I think she's actually finishing that up, and I think she is about to try and start a Minecraft server that uses the map of Hyrule in Breath of the Wild / Tears of the Kingdom, but it's completely barren, so it's like a free real estate for anything. Loving you, the Mario Jays. But yeah, here's all the information. Now I get to tell you, how do we make a Vivian VTuber in D&D? What's the vibe check here? Well, first off, we gotta go with a fairy, a newer race in Dungeons and Dragons, officially. We gotta be tiny because Vivian VTuber is like the size of as like the farthest I can put my thumb and forefinger together, or apart, not together. She could fly as long as she's not in heavy armor. You get a free druid craft, which is basically fun nature spells of make plants grow, like make a seed turn into a flower, get the weather report, harmless sensory effects. Also getting fairy fire for free at level 3, which is a great spell that creates a 20-foot cube that everyone has to make a dexterity saving throw. If they fail, everyone has advantage against the target, and also cannot be gain the benefits of invisibility. And lastly, at level 5, they have access to Enlarge Reduce to either make themselves or someone else bigger or smaller. She is also Fae, which I think is a very interesting condition in D&D. I say that as if you get inflicted with Fae. I say as like, whoa, Fae upon ye. No. So here, that means like for any spell that usually targets only humanoids, you're immune to. So you're immune to hold and charm person, which I think is a really cool early game buff. and really means that big bats want to hold you down, they have to use big boy spells. I think that's kind of an interesting buff that Wizards of the Coast kind of just don't acknowledge. It also means that if anyone casts Protect Good and Evil on themselves, you're going to have disadvantage on them. I think that's just interesting. For a background, I couldn't really think of one that was applicable, but I just wanted to use actual backgrounds because I thought that'd be a fun idea. So we just picked with Feylost. Because you're just deep in the Feywild and that's your lore. You get proficiency in Deception because sometimes Vivian can bluff. I've seen it happen before. It's very rare. You're also proficient in Survival, because you like playing Minecraft and Breath of the Wild. You are out there living it and roughing it. You're proficient in those piano. You get an instrument, and I chose, hey, you get those pianos that play themselves, because I think that's really funny, and she just make it and be like, aha, I've done it. I played the instrument. You can get Elvish, Gnomish, Sylvan, or Goblin, really whatever you need for your game. Honestly, with languages, don't be picky. A lot of this quick build, these quick builds are kind of more so like, hey, here's more like the outlines, and go along with what you feel like is most appropriate for whatever game you're playing. If you want to use these as inspirations, if you want to play as your favorite VTubers. For stats, you want to focus on intelligence and charisma and dump wisdom. Dump wisdom. Don't think. Just do something because you think it's cool. Let your id take over. Alright? Because real Vivian VTuber moments are like Viv knowing how to do something. And having the ways to make people think that she knows what she's doing, and then she does it and she has no awareness. Case in point, one time when we were playing one of the first campaigns I ever ran, she was fighting she had a warlock who was going against a Rug of Smothering. And how the Rug of Smothering works is if it gets you, it will restrain you, and if the Rug takes damage, you take half the damage. It's essentially splitting damage between you and the Rug. And Viv had the greatest idea of like, okay, I know that Hellish Rebuke does damage to anyone who hurts me. So, I'll let the Rug purposely hurt me, so I do a fuckload of fire damage to the Rug. And, I just go, that would be a cool plan, if not for this very key feature. Dude, I'm winning. I'm winning because of my friends. Also, oh my... Huey, you have spent 4,000 spell components to summon the... Ara, well, look at you. I realize this isn't sexy the longer I keep this voice up. I kinda just seem like I am kind of like a news reporter's trying to calm you down for the evening, like I am an ASMR. Viv set themselves on fire. That's honestly, that is the origin of Viv having fire shenanigans. You sound like you're trying to sell something. Hey, it's okay, Leshy. It's fine. You're gonna be laid in the slideshow, so you're good. But yeah, no, that's the first Viv on fire moment. Another shout out to Viv causing a horrible fire is in another campaign I ran called Vampires Are Alive, named by the fantastic song Vampires Alive by DJ Bobo. Highly recommend it. It was in Eurovision, so you know it's good. There's... In the first session, they're in town trying to fight off these, like, zombies, and this guy trying to invade someone the players ended up liking, who was bitten by a vampire and may have turned into a vampire without their intervention. And Viv had the idea of like, alright, I have a tinderbox? Cool. I'm going to start a fire to cause a distraction. And they didn't take care of the fire, so I looked at the map, the tree was right next to a wooden inn, and I was like, okay, that's gonna catch on fire after X amount of turns, causing more problems. And just like, as they're trying to get out of this like fight that's not running in their favor, the town is also burning down, not because of the evil vampire, but because of Vivian VTuber. And honestly, big Viv moments. And also, for anyone who's wondering, she was playing a fighter. She just added Tinderbox. Alright, but to start off, we want to be an artificer, because Viv is a very innovative person. She is very, she's got a lot of ingenuity. That's the word I'm looking for and how I want to apply it. She is a very creative person who likes using technology and things that she has on her disposal and wants to do the wackiest things she can with it. If you've ever seen her go into a Minecraft mindset, she wants to make a capitalism hellscape, and who am I to stop her? Except when I ask her, please stop, you're ruining everything. She's like, no, I can do this, and nothing can stop me. And also liking things like Kerbal Space Program. And I felt like the new Breath of the Wild has been a big fun for her. Because like, oh, I could combine things and make things to whatever I want. That's perfect. That's amazing. For this, we're going to be proficient in intelligence and constitution saving throws, which is, again, very good for us. We're going to get some tinkerer tools by just being an artificer. So we're just going to know how to work with technology. We got thieves tools because you're a little gremlin, I guess. And we're going to give her extra proficiency into painter supplies. The thing I would totally not do to any of my good friends who are also artists. This is a joke. I will give this a lot to people because they're great artists. We'll also get proficiency in Arcana and Investigation, mostly because we just want to know things. You have the tool for the right job, so you can spend an hour to make any tool that you need. So if you need to go and pretend to be a bartender, oh boy, you can get brewer supplies. Oh, did you ruin your shoes? You can get cobbler supplies. Yes, you could be proficient in cobbling. In D&D, and I think that's the silliest thing. You also get Flash of Genius, which is a reaction you can use to add your intelligence modifier to someone's check, as long as I think they're within 30 feet of you. If not, it's 60, but I just assume it's 30 feet. And you can do that equal to your intelligence modifier. So ideally, you can do up to 5 times. It's very great and very good for a DM to go like, you sure you want to burn? You sure? Do you want to use your do you want to use your funny Flash of Genius? And you go, yes, and you burn all of them. You're gonna get expertise in all tool and any tool you're proficient with. Proficient in cobbler, gonna make some delicious dessert. No, it's like the prince and the it's like the thief and the cobbler. From the 1990 something, whatever, the 1992 or 3 movie, The Thief and the Cobbler. The movie that may or may not have inspired Aladdin. It did. Despite the fact it released around the same time. It also is the last movie that has Vincent Price's voice in it. Also, you get attuned to 4 magic items instead of 3, because I don't think this thing a lot of D&D players know, but it's true. And you also can save half money on making your common and uncommon arcane your infusions, which is nice. And we're gonna go 10 levels in for Artificer. So we're getting a good dip. Alright, KB, I appreciate you lurking and durkin'. But yeah, this is the way for us to get a good amount of levels and stuff, and we'll also get a special tool that will help us out for later. As for our subclass, we're gonna go into Battlesmith, because Vivian VTuber likes having, like, in gameplay, I've seen her want to be more, like, in the mix of it, but I know how Viv likes to play. She also likes having many servants and seeing how far can it go, how extreme can it get. With that, we're gonna get Battlesmith. Battlesmith will give her proficiency in smith tools as well as martial weapons. So now she can hold a greatsword now. No one can stop her, especially when she's enlarged. She doesn't even get disadvantage on it. Any magic weapons she uses will now use intelligence instead of strength or dex, which is a very nice buff. She also gets a robot pal that does force damage, because I guess after Tasha's, the Wizards of the Coast like, well, we haven't used force in anything, so we'll give force to everything, and make it the most common damage type in the game. Um, and yeah, you could have a robot buddy. The robot buddy is just a cool guy that can also do shit. You also get a extra attack, and whenever you attack, you can either deal 2d6 extra force damage or heal someone for 2d6. Heal them 2d6, and you can do that equal to your intelligence modifier. So, and I haven't included the spells that you get for being Battlesmith, because you may notice this slideshow will get very, very big and crunchy at times. So bear with me. I polymorph into bear. As for suggested spells, now Artificer is a spellcaster that prepares spells as they whenever they long rest. So these are suggestions. Of course, if you're playing in a game, go for spells that are more useful in your game specifically, because hey, you are a utility character and you need to be flexible. Character that I recommend is just Green Flame Blade for a sort of melee fire spell. Thorn Whip to get people closer to your robots. You can sort of flavor it as like cables or vines if you want to keep more of the Fey vibe. Mending to heal your robot, and Booming Blade because I think Viv would go nucking fuds with it. Other spells I would recommend would be Absorb Elements in case your fire or shenanigans go wrong. Catapult, just yeet. I know she really likes that spell. Snare to set up traps that you go to someone got caught. Tasha's Caustic Brew because that's just, I think she'd have fun with that. Heat Metal because of fire damage. Magic Mouth because I feel like Viv would be the D&D character who would invent the magical internet as I drink away my sorrows. But yeah, she would most certain. I'm gonna try something. I'm gonna try something crazy. I'm gonna try and make. Okay, making OBS splatter doesn't change the ratio there. Okay. Cool. For some reason, I thought that would work. I thought it would make a difference. But yeah, Heat Metal, obviously, so you can cause a little bit of fire-related shenanigans. Magic Mouth, so that Viv can use redstone bullshit to make the internet and pass along information in a ridiculous amount. Vortex Warp, so that she can have complete control of the battlefield. It also was a spell that she really likes using in play, so I would give it to her. Tiny Servant to have another little guy. She could have up to 3 little guys. Flame Arrow, because of course she wants more fire. Glyph of Warding, so she could potentially have a big blast of fire, but as a trap card, and she'd feel really smug about it. And lastly, Ashradon's Stride, which is a fire spell that punishes people for being anywhere near where you're moving. Now for suggested infusions, I would recommend Homunculus Servant, so you get a further up to 4 little guys with you at all times. Mind Sharpener, because you're going to be probably more likely in the fray of combat, you probably want to have that little bit of boost against your Constitution saving throws, so that you can keep concentration on your spells. Bag of Holding for good utility, and so Viv can be a little gremlin who hoards a lot of components for things. Radiant Weapon, so she can just have a big, bright weapon just to feel like having a lightsaber. Boost the Winterland, because we'll find out later that... I don't like Rock Escape. I know in Viv lore, this maybe did Viv lore, but I remember she said this on stream once, that she is a fairy who has an innate sense with ice magic, but wants to learn fire magic. So I like the idea that he uses that to inspire her to make more cold-based stuff, like something to resist the cold a bit better. And Alchemy Jug, because I think she'd find it really funny to just make mayonnaise at will. For the last 10 levels, we're going to be taking Sorcerer in the Wild Magic. We're going to take a Wild Magic Sorcerer because, well, Viv is a little gremlin and agent of chaos. And with that, we're going to get the Wild Magic table, meaning that every time we roll a 1, we will Next time we cast a spell, we have to roll a 1d100, and that will lead to a variety of wacky shenaniganeries to occur. For her meta magic, she can. We're gonna give her a quicken spell so that she could be very impulsive. Transmute spell so she can make things do fire damage if she wants to, and heighten spell so then these big fire spells can hit really hard, or more likely to hit, to punish those who get saving throws. With being Wild Magic Sorcerer, we're also able to get a free advantage for the price of a guaranteed Wild Magic Surge next time we cast a spell. We also can inflict a Bane-like effect by forcing a target to take a 1d, subtracting a 1d4 from their rolls to guarantee a Wild Magic Surge. As for suggested spells, we have quite a few. Generally here, we are looking for a lot of spells that deal fire or cold damage to play on the idea that Viv has an innate sense of ice magic, but also is trying to learn fire magic. Now, of course, these aren't all the spells you're going to get, because it's sorcery. You get 15 of them. But these are suggestions, depending on what kind of playstyle you want and how you want to do. Some spells that stick out are Cloud of Knives, because I know Viv really likes that spell. I learned that in our early games of D&D, and fairly recently she used it again, so I'm really proud that she remembered that it's a real fucked up spell, and she will use it to cause violence. Blink also, I think, could be fun to just be wacky. I don't even know if it's really a spell Viv would pick, but for some reason it felt like right at the time. So yeah, basically here, just mostly go for fire and ice spells is kind of like the big thematic thing. As you level up, of course, you could focus on ability score improvements and the like, but if you want to go into the feats, I would highly recommend going into Elemental Adept so you can cut through fire or cold resistance. Fey Touch would be fun because that would be a guaranteed Misty Step and also free Divination or Enchantment spell, which is always nice and good for flavor. And Viv has always had a bad luck with rolling for HP, and if that rubs off on you, you always can pick up the Tough feat to get 2 more hit points at the start of every level. And before we go to the next character, I realize I need to go to a bathroom break, so I'm gonna be right back. I hope no one says nice things about me behind my back. That would be really nice and polite, and I would gush about it. Ugh! Guys, we love to say it, we hate to hear it. Pan is now piss-free. Go undo the hydrate. Who's this green little guy? Yeah, it's me, Luigi. What up? I'm played by Charlie Day. I'm in the Mario movie. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Nocturnal. Thank for a little sippy bippy. No bits. That's it. That's it. I'm done. Out of here. We gotta have 3 more piss breaks in this stream, and Pan's gonna have fun little interludes to transition back in. After all, how else is he gonna have funny clips? Because those are the clips that do well. Like, honestly, I think some of my favorite clips are generally me just coming back from the bathroom and being an absolute goober. Alright, next, we have someone who was in chat, but is busy doing their job. That's KB Angel. We're gonna do a little shout out to KB Angel. Yeah, we got some KB action. For those who don't know, KB is actually the first time you would have seen Pan content. Cause, I know around the time that me and Viv were starting, KB was like one of the first VTubers I really interacted with, especially regularly. Yeah, KB is pretty. They're a cybernetic angel. And you know, at the time I was like, oh, this guy's got like no followers either. They're also very new, and they're into D&D, and they're talking to me. You know, after I talked to them like once. Is that allowed? Is this how social works? So I eventually got on to the first D&D game that was streamed by them, Volta Midas, along with Viv and another close friend of mine, and with some friends that KB introduced to us. And I think that is really cool. And KB still does it. KB's been doing it for 2 years as well. Because then KB's been doing it slightly longer than I have. If you want to see Volta Midas and hear me have shitty, like, headphone on Mac computer, mic quality, but also as a devious rat, you could check out KB Angel. Their Twitch is KB Angel. Their Twitter is Angel KB, because much like my Twitter handle, Twitter just reversed it. They also have a YouTube channel where they have all their D&D VODs archived. So if you just want to be hyperfixate, like trying to fish for the next hyperfixation, boy, that D games got you covered. It's also got your funny favorite little dear boy playing your favorite little trickster rat named Rosie the Rat, who breaks the sport of horse racing with cheating and having a great time at it. KB still does D&D on every Monday at 8:30 p.m. EST. In fact, I think another campaign they ran just finished, and they're about to start one that involves space D&D, like kind of a Spelljammer game. If that's interested, please go onto Twitter, contact KB. KB would love to play games with you, and you already know the availability. So if you're interested, KB is very much an open person, and they're a great DM. They're very much a person who is very fair and balanced. Like, generally a person who knows how the game works in and out, and knows when there are boundaries and when it's silly time. I mean, if anything, you really just need to see, like, a real test is, I don't think I'm the problem. I don't think I'm the real person who tests the boundaries in that game. That's another player. That's a funny androgynous squid boy. I am a player who goes, okay, can I do this? I bet it's a no, but what if they say yes? But yeah, definitely check it out. Again, if you're a VTuber, like I know many of you are interested in being in a possibly long-term game, that's a great place to go. If not, it's a great place to start looking to see a game if you want to see one unfold. Now, to be KB canonically is a fallen angel, because they were like in a silent observer angel. They were just like working the angel files. They were working in like they were better. They got Better Call Saul. They were Jimmy McGill in the mailroom, but when they decided to become a lawyer, their brother never accepted them. No, they were looking in the world during the '90s and wanted to intervene, and then did, and then God was like, nope, you're getting out of the office, and then also, I think in the KB lore video, also makes deals with the Yakuza, and that's how they're cybernetic. That is never addressed again. And I don't know if it's canon anymore, but like, I think about it. I think about it a lot. Uh, but yeah, because of that, we're gonna make maybe a Fallen ASMR, which means, as a bonus action, once per long rest, they can get the Spook Aura. Creatures within, I think, 10 feet of them have to make a wisdom saving throw or become frightened of them. So they will be like, oh, that's an angel. Fear not, I will. Additionally, you could also add a chip of necrotic damage every time you do an attack or spell that deals damage. Additionally, you have resistance against necrotic and radiant damage because they saw tieflings go like, you get 1 damage resistance. My favorite little angel boy gets 2 damage resistances. You also get the light cantrip for free, and also with you could probably pick between 2 rules because in Volo's guide, they originally had him do like have a diet lay on hands of having your character level amount of hit points to give out, where now they've reworked it to be a pool, an emergency heal that you can do of D4 is equal to a proficiency modifier that you can slap onto someone, which we'll stick with that because as a person playing an ASMR and DMing a player with an ASMR, funnily enough, the ASMR players, being me and that player, are DMs for the other person's game, which I think is really funny. Thank you! Thank you, Dono Addiction! Love the Fallen ASMR Sorcerer. Ooh, how do we make them in Pathfinder? Ooh. Talking about Pathfinder 2 or the Pathfinder I do not comprehend. So for KB, yeah, we're gonna be Sage because you looked in their 90s too much. You get proficiency in Arcana and History. You also get 2 additional languages. You also get a letter from Dead Colleague, but we don't worry about that one. For stats, once again, I am asking you to focus on Intelligence and Charisma. Dumb Strength. You're just... Do you see KB? KB may be robotic, but they're just there to look pretty. There's no muscles. Here we're gonna go in Bard. That's gonna give you proficiency in Dex and Charisma saving throws. We're gonna give you proficiency in Religion because, just to let you know, I was doing the cross. Because, you know, you're an angel, you know how God works. Performance, because you perform every week, being a DM. In fact, it's your job. As well as Deception to bluff your players into doing exactly what you want them to do. Being a Bard, we're gonna get Expertise. So we are gonna go full Bard, as you can see in the bottom. So, we're just gonna get all of the Expertise. We're gonna get Expertise in History, Performance, Arcana, and Deception. We're gonna get Bardic Inspiration so we can give dice to players if they want to use it on skill checks to make them practically more likely to do it if they remember. They'll also get Jack of all trades, so any skill they aren't proficient in and excellent in, they're still gonna get half the proficiency bonus on them rounded up. You also get Counter Charm. It's a bad ability, but it lets you use an action to give someone advantage on a saving throw against being charmed or frightened, which like sucks when you're next to the paladin. It's like, hey, what up? You want to be 10 feet of me? Don't worry. Stop being frightened or charmed. There's Pathfinder 2 and Pathfinder. It was partly Path of War Harbinger, Shadow Sorcerer mix. I'm guessing it's Pathfinder 1. Because I don't know what War Harbinger is. But that sounds very Pathfinder-y. Oh, I also forgot Font of Inspiration, where you just have an inspiration at the beginning of initiative, no matter what. But like, we're gonna go for Lord Bard because, well, we need to know so much. We focus so much in a world, in a D&D setting, that all these games are connected in, and the deep, vast lore, that who's supposed to archive it? The Angel, of course, the Cybernetic Angel. In doing so, we're gonna get extra proficiencies, so like a sleight of hand, so we know how to roll the dice just right, insight to read our players right, and persuasion, just to be, polite about things. We're also going to get cutting words. That means we can use a reaction to use our Bardic Inspiration die to cut away from other people's attack rolls, ability checks, or saving throws. Make it more likely for other people to fail by you throwing the rules at them. Additionally, you're going to get a lot more magical secrets than anyone else. And with these, we focus more so on getting primarily cleric spells to convey how you are an angel boy, an angel fella. With that, you're going to get Guiding Bolt, because I think Guiding Bolt is fun. And to convey that you should be frightening as an angel. Bless, to help out your party with G4s onto their attack rolls and ability checks that can be stacked onto your inspiration. Summon Celestial, so you can call a homeboy from home. Counterspell, because you're KB, and you want to be meta, and you have to include Counterspell. It's non-negotiable. Holy Aura, which basically is the ultimate vibe check against demons. And Heal, which is like a massive pool of hit points that you can use to either heal a lot of people or get rid of conditions. It basically is the good healy. Additionally, you get to actually inspire yourself. I thought that was the thing, that bards could do it later on, but apparently it's only a lore bard who could inspire themselves at 14th level. And I think that's kind of funny, how only if you've invested deep into lore can a bard go to themselves like, come on, Brain, you can do it. Come on, Brain, you're so smart. As for suggested spells, we've got quite a few of them. For the most part, I focused on the idea of a lot of these spells being more so about getting information, because KB doesn't feel like a person who has like the VTuber lore of like, I am the one who is the great destructor or the great brawler. They are just a DM here to tell a fun story, as I summon a brainworm who will live inside my brain and slowly paralyze me. I mean, he's a funny little guy. Look at him. He's right next to me. He's a funny little guy. But yeah, we're mostly getting spells that helps us learn about things and inspire us for our own storytelling and setting, with spells like Identify to know about magic items that we can put in their games, Illusionary Script to get into places, Borrow Knowledge for just skills. Yeah, I don't think we have anything that's like really ridiculous other than Polymorph, maybe. That was fun. Actually, one spell I would like to mention would be Dream of Blue Veil, because Dream of Blue Veil is such a weird spell, because essentially it lets you explore a multiverse, like not another plane of reality, like in the Cosmic Wheel of like, oh, you can go to hell. No, it's basically you dream and you can vibe check like another campaign setting. And it's insane. Like, it's such a weird one if you want to have crossovers. Like, what up? Do you want to go to Eberron? Cool. Here's your night in Eberron. This is your crossover spell. Is this a crossover episode? Lastly, for feats, I realized I didn't put tough. I put touch. I was gonna say have tough because you have robot parts and you'd be more durable, but no. You get the touch feat. It lets you have the sensation of feeling. Touch robotics. Reach out and touch robotics. My favorite Depeche Mode song. This one is, we're presuming a level 20 build. Though of course I would not say that this is what you should play these characters to be at, but KB is full level 20 in Bard. We're also gonna get, you could also get Observant because you got Robo Eyes, you could probably read people's lips and you're just reading into people's DMs and knowing what they're planning to do against you. And lastly, Warcaster, because KB thinks about this feat every moment of every day. Especially as a spellcaster, and whenever I talk to them about like meta stuff, they're like, well, someone's gonna get Warcaster. And it's like, well, KB, maybe they will. Maybe they will if they want to have fun. Other Yggdrasil? Fuck yeah! Hey Yiggy, since we got 2 Yigs, how about we have Yiggy Evergreen? That's right, there's a Yiggy Evergreen. Right there. Shout out. Yiggy Evergreen. Whoa! Yeah, I know him! And funnily enough, I think Yiggy, you are, you know the meme of like the guy who has like the tiny little domino and there's like the big comedic domino? You're the tiny domino, Yiggy. Cause without you, I would not have met Elma. Because I saw you do a stream of doing Elma's art. Because I rated you because I realized like, oh, we're Fae-tubers. And that was like kind of the way I was trying to market myself at the time. Like focus on Fae VTubers and focus more on my niche of like being a Fae. And then I saw you doing Elma. I was like, oh, dude, Elma's also a new VTuber. I gotta check her out. I gotta support her because like this seems cool. I like the design. You know, you seem pretty chill. And yeah, no, it's a big chain reaction. And I got to know Elma, and then I got to know the V-Pals. So, yeah. But yeah, if you want to check out Yiggy, you can check out Yiggy Evergreen, who streams honestly around the same time that I do. Quite honestly, Yiggy's often a person who I will raid after our streams, or Yiggy might raid us, depending on who finishes first. Yiggy does a lot of art streams for the most part. They have done some games, but they mostly art. They chill while working on their webcomic Rainbow Heart, which is about a dad becoming a magical girl to help and support his daughter. At least that's what I get from it. I actually haven't read it, even though I meant to. I've only read one of my friends' webcomics or works of fiction, but that's only because my ADHD star brain has only aligned like once or twice. Yeah, honestly, it's an unsaid race. Yeah, I suppose Yiggy's indirectly responsible for the V-Pals existing. It was a Yig stream. That was the first one I saw. Ooh, really? That's interesting. Also, I said this earlier, but a lot of people in the V-Pals also say that we have a very similar voice, or voice type. So oftentimes when we go into call and people don't see who's in call, they don't know if it's me or Yiggy, but like, a part of me goes, well, Yiggy just sounds like a tired man who is leaving his 20s. I am a young, spry man who is still, like, I'm in my 20s. But, yeah. If you want to check out their webcomic and support them, check it out on Webtoons. I see them draw it and talk about it, and it seems like a great time. And that's right, this Yig boy is also a Fae, so we're gonna get the same exact thing as we did with Viv, which is small, tiny little guy. He gets to fly, he gets a fly speed as long as he's not wearing heavy armor. Haha, clearly that won't affect anything. Looks at his one wing. One-Winged Angel. Bada 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 ba. Bada 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 ba. Yidra yigi heba gigi heba green. Yigi heba green. That's our final boss fight theme song I decided. And you're gonna get Druidcraft, you're gonna get Enlarge Reduce, so you can become a big boy or a really tiny boy. You also get Fairy Fire. Classic old Skrugongol. Yugi will undoubtedly have a high charisma score. He's very handsome. He's very handsome. But we're actually gonna have... Our background is gonna be athlete, which gives him proficiency in athletics and acrobatics, and also they can drive? Because I find it really funny what D&D gives a driver's license to. Like, okay, makes sense to give, like, sailors water vehicles, proficiency. Like, that makes sense. But, like, folk hero and athlete just knowing how to drive is so funny fascinating to me. As for our stats, we're going to focus mostly on intelligence and strength. Con is very appreciative, however, Dex, dump that shit. Dump that shit. You're a tiny little squishy guy who doesn't really rely on your own coordination to really work. And that's because we're going to Artificer, baby. You're a little inventor. You're a little quirked up little guy. He's very accident prone. This guy couldn't even get... This guy stumbled his way to the Deer Chaos. What a weirdo. He's got to drive to the gym. Exactly. But he's going to get proficiency in intelligence and con saves. He's going to be proficient in investigation to find the best way to please his friends and nephews and nieces and all the people that he cares about, and also how to name his dog right, as well as Arcana. He's also going to get Tinkerer's Tools, Thieves' Tools, and instead of Painter Supplies, I did think about this, but you can also give him Cooking Supplies. Because I see what he makes, and it's very nice. And we're gonna take 15 levels of Artificer. We're not gonna go full Artificer. We're gonna go Armorer for I somehow use Strength in my Tinker tools and Thieves tools. Hey, you just take a hot minute. I mean, you take your time, man. It's like less. I mean, honestly, maybe you just. It's in now. I just come back with the Dr. Pepper, and it's Yugi Boy! Yugi Boy! You're gonna be proficient in Smith's Tools. You're gonna have a magic suit of armor, which is gonna be great flavor because Yugi lore is that he's a tiny little fairy and a bigger mecha version of himself. And I really love the flavor of tiny little fairy who's like small, maybe even reduced, just the armorer being the big Yugi mech. And you just have the little Yig piloting the thing. We're gonna more focus on the idea of the Guardian armor, which is the more strength variant. Strength-based Thieves Tool is just a very sturdy crowbar. He's gonna get the Thunder Fist when he does a punch. He's gonna do an additional D6 thunder damage. He's gonna have bursts of temporary hit points regularly. He's gonna get extra attack. He's gonna be able to add 2 infusions to his armor, and he can put, and by level 14, he can make people push like 30 feet away on a failed strength save after doing a punchy on them. So, Bunny Robot Yig can go really fucking far. Suggested infusions would be armor magical strength to just enhance your strength bullshit. Modern Sharpener, of course, because again, you're gonna be very good with taking in hits, especially if you fail anything like say with Fireball. You're gonna get Eyes of Charming could be nice because you have your little goggles. Smartly do Unga Boonga. Exactly. You get to be my ideal version of the Hulk. Because the Hulk ideally is intellectually Unga Boonga. Unga Boonga, but does calculations. You're also gonna get Gloves of Missile Snaring, because I think that's cool and very Yigcore to be like, no. I say you take the damage. The Resist Ring, which I forget what it does. but I put it in there. I think it gives you resistance to a damage type. And repulsion shield. If you give someone a shield, you can make people bounce away. For suggested spells, I suggest Thunderclap to, again, encourage you to find a way to get closer, but also make people get the fuck away from you. You don't want to Unga the Bunga. Lightning Lord for when you do want people to come closer so you can Unga Bunga. Mending to help your machine, and Mage Hand so you can maybe go to your DM and go, can I please make sleight of hand or thieves tools check with my Arcana instead of my spellcasting modifier actually. Spells I would recommend would be False Life to give you a bit more temporary hit points, just get more chances to get it. Long Strider and Jump for mobility options, enhance abilities so you could be a good friend and support your pals. Or yourself if you just want to be the athletics man. Should be Kinetic Stride, which is just a movement buff. Aid to help your friends get a few more hit points. Haste if you want to go Knucking Fuds or allow other people to go Knucking Fuds. Protect from energy because you just want to be tanky. Stone Skin so you could feel like the most dense mech alive, being resistant to normie weapons. And Fabricate so you can get materials that you need. For our last 6 levels, we're going to be going into Monk. And a lot of people go into Dex for Monk, and that's understandable because it's built for Dex. But Fists, martial arts is finesse, meaning that you can use strength for them. So we don't miss out on anything by dumping Dex. We now have access to D6 punchies and can do so as a bonus action whenever we do an attack. We could use key points to use Flurry of Blows, which allows us to do another punchy. Fuck them Dex twinks. I'm a twonk. Yugi slept on the twinks. He's gone full. Entirely full. He ate so much. He's going full twonk. You can also get Step the Wind to do a bonus action dash, or Patient Defense to take the dodge action as a bonus action. He can also deflect missiles on his own, and that's how you learn how to make the funny gloves that do so. What am I reading in chat? Normal Sylvan. He's just being Sylvan, dude. Just fucking learn Sylvan. Learn the speak of green-haired fae folk, and you'll understand. Just become one of the fairer folk. You also get slow fall, so if you fall, you just reduce damage. And you also get the main thing that people want is Stunning Strike, which if you hit a target, you can use a key point to make them roll a Constitution saving throw, and if they fail, they're stunned. They can't do shit. I will feed you the Niphog. But the main reason I go for Monk for Yugi is because Yugi does a lot of cool martial arts and does a lot of cool judo, and I feel like it's a cool way to incorporate that like IRL lore into his like VTuber and being like you're a judo flipping master, also Mecha Man, and I think that's just a really cool and silly. Like, is it an optimal build? No. But it's fun. That's what I care about, Mom. And for the subclass, we're gonna go for Open Hand, mostly because at first level, it's just gonna be a simple, like, yeah, we just don't want to go anything fancy with the Monk vibes. We just want to be Monk. And that's what Open Hand is. Open Hand is like, do you just want to be Monk? Sure, you can just be Monk. I'm going to use Flurry of Blows. You can force Strength check to push people 15 feet away, Dex save to make them prone, or make a con save to deny them reactions. It's very nice. And good versatility of when you use Flurry of Blows. When nobody in the party is optimized for all equal. Exactly. Honestly, the real way to play D&D, like, power play is fine. Like, that's great, and I feel like it adds to, like, the meta of a game. Like, yes, the numbers in the power fantasy. But also sometimes you just gotta be funny little blorbos. Sometimes you just gotta vibe check it all. Alright. Recommended feats would be Heavy Armor Master, because... Oh, Heavy Armor Master. This basically... I'm gonna also... myself a little bit because I think I am. Oh yeah, I'm a little out of frame. Do 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 do. What? What? Okay, that looks a lot better. Okay. Power plays for video games. I'm here for Goofy Tail, or you do it, or you do the Elmo strat, and just offer the power play your player sheets on their behalf. Make some curry real quick. Hell yeah, make some munchy crunchies. But yeah, for feats we're gonna recommend, Heavy Armor Master is really good because you're gonna be in armor all the time. Yes, you may not be able to fly, but you've only got one set of wings anyway. So like, why do you give a shit? It's gonna let you reduce any damage from bludgeoning, piercing, or slashing damage by 3 as long as you're wearing heavy armor. And that's insane. That really lets you tank out. Also, getting Sentinel will be good because that's gonna let you, whenever someone tries to get out of your range, you can be like, no, you stay right here. Or when someone does an attack against your friends, you'd be like, no, stop that, punch, as reaction. It's one of the best martial feats in the game. Highly would recommend it. Fey Touch for flavor because, well, you're Fey. And skill expert, mostly so you can get the expert judo floats with expertise in athletics. Next, we're gonna go for the other webcomic. We're gonna go for Hachiko. We're gonna go for the person who goes, let's go. Hachiko is on Hachiko Twitch and also on Hachiko Twitter. Oh, yeah, you! You! Hachiko! Hachiko's a weird eldritch cryptid who's apparently gonna become a deity soon. Fingers crossed. You know, honestly, as a mage, let me tell you, Vecna happened. You know, if you can do it, anyone can. Guys, I lied to you. It's _hatch. Wait, fuck! Wait, I lied to you. It's _hatch. No, it's okay, Hatch. That's me not doing my research. That's me being Bobo the Fool over here, jingle-jangling all around the floor. And yeah, Hachiko is really cool. Hachiko's probably, like, genuinely speaking, the coolest artist friend that in terms of their genuine skill in their craft. Like, there's a reason for my Cheflock videos. Like, I need Hatch to make a male wife pan. And like, honestly, I totally see myself giving more commissions to Hatch because Hatch deserves all of it and is generally, I think, one of the most talented friends, especially when they continuously have like that imposter syndrome, like, oh, I don't know, oh jeez, oh man, as their like vibe check. So like I very much think that Hatch is very cool. You should all check them out. If you want to check them out, they usually stream on Tuesdays, I think around 2 p.m. EST. And they do Minecraft. They do art for their webcomic, Nothing Ordinary, which is fantastic. And you also, because it's a webcomic started a while ago, you also get to see the genuine art progression of Hatch and really appreciate how Hatch is so fucking good. And genuinely Hatch's background's like, I make fun of Hatch in a very delightful, wholesome way. There's one panel of their protagonist, in his like studio apartment, in the kitchen, and it's so much attention to the background, even though it's just him disassociating. But like, I go like, haha, Hatch, it's the funny, Kurt just standing there, background existing, but it's like, oh my god, it's so much attention to detail, and so much work was into this one panel. And you're gonna see that work be developed every Tuesday. Or maybe Hatch's Minecraft instead. Like, it's great. I think Hatch also has a very nice, pleasant personality and a great person to listen to chat to, and a fun person that I feel like I always want to jump in. And also, another thing I appreciate about Hatch is I think Hatch is probably one of the funniest people to play with in terms of like bits, because Hatch will be like, yeah, yeah, get him, get him, get him. But the moment you like touch them in a joke, like, oh, Pumpy has fallen down the stairs of emotional damage. I can never repair from such ailments and horrors. And I just think it's real funny. Yeah, I think Hatch is cool. So we're gonna have fun with Hatch. Also, they're getting the 2.0's coming soon, I think. I say as I'm whispering to my brainworm over here, like, hey, did you hear? Hachiko's also getting. That's right, Hachiko's also getting a new model soon. They've been working on it for, what, months now? It's insane. It's crazy. I'm gonna I'm gonna try actively not whisper to the brainworm. I'm gonna make the brainworm a little farther away. We get some space, brainworm. I think we just need a break. It's not you, it's me. You can hang out with Stolas. Alright. You think Hatch is cool? I know Hatch is cool. For Hatch, because there's no official cryptid, we're just gonna give you custom lineage. I don't like giving custom lineage out a lot, because custom lineage I feel like is kind of just like a, I just want a feat. And it's like, well, if you want that, just be varying human, okay? I feel like custom lineage is great for if you don't have something that's already in the game. Like if you're a player who wants to play a null, and for some reason, Wizards of the Coast didn't make a null race, despite the fact in the book where they released all the monsters races, they had nulls very well explored, and nulls would be very easy to convert into D&D. Like, you just make their strength and con boosted, give them maybe a fun little, like, keen senses for, like, advantage on perception checks related to smelling or hearing, and, like, giving them the rampage feature. Like, it's not that hard. But, like, okay. We're gonna give you Shadow Touch to give you that creepy edge. This will give you a free invisibility that you can use without using spell slots, and if you're a caster, you can use that invisibility anyway using your spell slots. Additionally, you get a necromancy spell or illusion spell of your choice. I'm gonna leave that up to you, because I don't know if you want that disguise self. I don't know if you want that inflict wounds. Depends what you want. Maybe I was gonna get dark vision, because you see these eyes, you see how they glow in the dark. They know. For background, we're gonna go for the most edgy one, because of course we're gonna go from Curse of Strahd, the haunted one. It's gonna give you fluency in religion, because of course you know of the old legends, the legends of yore, and survival, because you're totally just out in the woods. You gain forbidden languages, and by that I mean the game explains you get like 2 exotic languages, like Celestial, Infernal, Abyssal, like Deep Speech or whatever. I think forbidden language is funnier. You also just get like a fun, like, table to roll ominous trinkets. And one time I did a short campaign where I played a fighter who had a haunted one. He was basically Cain from Cain and Abel. And his trinket was like a necklace with a bunch of like symbols of various gods, and it's kind of like the idea of like him going like, well, I made a mistake, and I don't know which god is going to damn me, but I want to make sure I'm I want to respect all of them just in case. For stats, we want to focus on charisma and strength. Wisdom if you can. Dump intelligence. I'm sorry, Hatch, but sometimes I see your brain get so when so much happened. so much happened, you revert to Pumpy. I'm sorry, Hatch. Sometimes you go to Pumpy mode. Sometimes you become little Blorbo. Also, I didn't feel like lowering your wisdom was appropriate. It's okay, it's okay. You can compensate it by giving me prompts for the next end of history video essay that I'm going to make. I haven't made one already, I'm just joking, but like, haha. As for our class, I chose Warlock, mostly because although Sorcerer could apply in the sense that this is a more innate magic, I feel like Warlock can easily be reflavored in a mechanical way, as Hatch is going to shift over more to a deity figure. Warlock also, like Sorcerer, has a lot of passive magic abilities, and I feel like that could be more so the way that Warlock is conveyed here. Also, and when you use your spells, the more like big bursts of power. Yeah. Also, if you've seen the lore video of Hatch 1.0, you know the mask gives them power, or they made a deal with the mask. And I think, because you see Humiko, which we're gonna call Human Hachiko, and that made me think like, oh fuck, Hachiko's like a warlock. That's kind of cool. I don't know if it complies with the original, with the new lore, but I think that's kind of like a cool little detail. Humiko! What am I gonna call you? Hatchaman? For proficiencies, you're gonna get proficiency in charisma and wisdom saving throws. We're also gonna give you intimidation because you're a spooky little fella. You're a spooky little Persico. And you're gonna get nature proficiency because I feel like you just live out in the woods and you just know how it is because it's your house. For your Pact boon, we're gonna get Pact of the Blade or Pact of the Hatchet, which will let you summon a magical weapon as an action. The weapon can take on any of the weapons from the weapon list in the game. However, we're gonna say it's a hand axe for hatchets. You could do battle axe, but of course hand axe would be more appropriate. And the weapon also counts as magical for ignoring resistances against against creatures that resist non-magical slashing, piercing, or bludgeoning. If you find a magic weapon, you can always attune it to that could be the weapon you summon instead. You're also gonna go full warlock. And we're gonna go Pact of the Archfey. Mostly because I feel like Hatch's vibe check is less so like, just because they have bones doesn't mean they're undead. They've got none of the undead vibe checks. I'm playing Warlock right now. That's pretty similar, so it checks out. Oh my god, I know the Hachiko vibe so well. But the reason why I went for Archfey is, one, I feel like that's more primordial woods magic. And a lot of the undead stuff, although cool, I don't feel like a bones equate like undead. Hachiko, I feel like, as a cryptid, like in canon, is a more so an elder force. They're from my favorite song. No, they're from my favorite concept album, Antimine by Deer Hunters, and they're the song Ring to Nature, where it's about how nature will outlast society, and they can laugh through all the horrors happening in society because they'll be thereafter. And I feel like that's the Hachiko vibes, and I feel like Archfey is the best one to do that. With these features, you gain the Cube of Charm or Spook, where you can use action to activate this ability to make anyone in a 10-foot cube charmed or horrified by you, depending on what you need. You also get a Misty Escape, which is basically the arcane hit and run, where you can hit someone and turn invisible and do the Scooby-Doo run to be like, woof, I'm not gonna be anywhere in their shit list. If someone tries to charm you and you succeed, you can throw it back to someone else. You can throw it back at the caster who were just trying to do it. So then, like, no, be charmed by me. I'm the charmer. Cube of Spooky. Get hatched the power of Minecraft creepypasta. Exactly. I was totally thinking of Minecraft. And lastly, you could send people to the Gaslight dimension with Dark Delirium, where basically you can make someone fail with some saving throw, and you trap them in an illusion they believe is completely and wholly real, and you just play God on a man. You send them to the Shadow Realm. What's a Star Wars? Shows them a war star. Oh my god! Oh. As for evocations, I would recommend for you, since we're going full 20, you get 8 evocations to pick from, and we're gonna go Armor of Shadows, so we have just good AC, so we can keep this nice hatch look of shoulders out, fur coat down, midriff absolutely displayed. You gotta look like a how the homeboys say, a fine bitch out in the town. Even if you are feral and in the woods. Hell, you see that tattoo? That's your fucking 13 AC plus dex. Improved pack weapon, so you essentially always have a +1 magic weapon with your Pact of the Blade. Thirsting Blade lets you do a chip necrotic damage on top of your strength damage. So you are just probably, if you invested all the way into strength, hypothetically, you could be doing up to, if you invested all the way to charisma and strength, you could potentially be doing 1d6 plus 11 damage every time you attack, which is pretty good. Devil Sight to increase your dark vision, give you 120 feet of absolute dark vision, even through magical darkness. Sign of Ill Omen, so you can bestow curses onto people, because for some reason that's not on the Warlock spell list, and I feel like Warlocks are cheated. Trickster's Escape to also be able to cast Freedom of Movement, which basically makes you unable to be stopped, and I mean that quite physically, where no one can reduce your speed to 0, which means you're also immune to the grapple, restrained, or paralyzed or stunned conditions. And if you were trapped into non-magical manticles, you spend 5 feet of movement to just slurp on out of there, like a cat in a trap. Just become no bones. Become completely fluid. You get Life Drinker, which... Life Drinker, I think, is actually the necrotic damage one. Thirsting Blade just gives you extra attack. And Beast Speech. So you can just talk to animals, because I feel like Hatch would just vibe with big queer and little queer. They're two very dork cats who commit crimes! With suggested spells, we're just here to cause problems on purpose. Ones in particular I would highlight is, of course, Eldritch Blast or Sword Burst. Sword Burst more so being like a AoE if someone's around you, just get like a bunch of hatchets. Armor of Agathis to punish anyone who dares attack you, and send them to the Pillory. The Pillory is the grave. Because if they attack you, they take 5 points of cold damage, or if you upcast it, it'll multiply 5 times the spell it was casted at. And fun fact, they take the full damage of the temporary hit points you have. So like, if you cast at first level, you have 5 temporary hit points, and if someone hits you, they take automatic 5 cold damage. But if you cast it at 5th level, it will have 25 temporary hit points. Anyone who hits you, as long as you have temporary hit points, will have 25 cold damage blasted at them. Oh no, the pillory is exclusive to me. No! Curse the power of alliteration. Cause fear because you're spooky. Hex to hunt people down. And just do extra necrotic damage to really bully. Cloud of daggers to really bully. You just have a cloud of the hatchet zone. Flock of familiars to get like a lot of, just get little queers. To get a lot of your queer cats. Shadowblade if you want just a different hatchet. Enemies abound to make everyone scared and see enemy pumpies everywhere. Fear for Big Spook. Shadow Shroud to add D8 of Radiant, Cold, or Necrotic damage to your attacks, as long as you attack someone within 10 feet. Vampiric Touch to just slurp anyone who comes near your attack people and just slurp their health. Charm Monster because you know. The joke is Hatchet the Monster Fucker. Then we get Phantasmal Killer. And Mislead, which Mislead's a really fun spell. Where how Mislead works. Though exactly, it's Halloween vibes. You also get Mislead, which I think is one of my one of the silliest spells, where you get to become invisible and create an illusionary duplicate that is basically your funny little puppet that you can manipulate how you wish and use an action to move it around and see or hear through it. So you could do your wacky shenanigans invisible and be like, hello, yes, it's me, Hatchetco. You just get the pumpy duplicate. Oh no, I see. I hope stream didn't crash. Okay, no, that's just my computer, it would seem. Okay. Cool. I can live forever and nothing bad ever happens to me. Alright. Then when it comes to Mystic Arcanums, which are spells that of a certain level, past 5th level, you just pick a freebie spell of that to cast without using a spell slot. From those, I would suggest Dense Macabre to get the Boneheads out. Which, if you don't know the Boneheads, you check out Hatch's Ko-fi. You also can get Tasha's Otherworldly Guise, which is a fun one, which lets you have a fly speed and become immune to either fire and poison or radiant and necrotic if you want to choose, because Hatch can be either your devil or your angle. I think they also do damage or something, but I just know the cool. You could be your angle or your devil, especially as becoming an entity. Conjure Fae to conjure more powerful Fae figures, like Hatch just summons a hag, summons a witch bestie. Etherealness, so Hatch can go to the ghost dimension. Glibness, so Hatch is at +10 to all of their charisma checks, including intimidation. Maddening Darkness, which is actually sends people to the Shadow Realm. To the Shadow Sphere. Hatch is going Ghost. Hatch can. And for the level 9 spells, I would suggest either Shape Change, so then Hatch can be whatever non-binary creature they want to be, or Weird, which is an AoE Phantasmal Killer. For suggested spells, I would say, or suggested feats, I would say go for maybe Savage Attacker, especially because you're going to be rolling a lot of high damage. If you just want to reroll damage, you can. You can get Fighting Style Adept, so you can get the Thrown Weapon Fighting Style to give you a +2 to your attack rolls with your hand axe when you throw it. And Slasher, which lets you reduce people's movement speed by 10 when you hit them with a slashing weapon. And also when they are... when you crit, I think everyone has advantage on them. I think they have disadvantage on the attack after you get a crit on that, because Crusher gives everyone else advantage. So yeah, that's Hatch! That's our good friend Cryptico. And next we get Huey. Huey Dullahan with this new 2.0 model. As you can see, Huey, as requested by Huey, not by chat, but like Huey themselves, is like, hey guys, look, I've got tits, in bold, normal Huey, and gender bent Huey. Don't mind me, I went to the other side of the room so I could cool myself off because it's the middle of July. Even at night, I cannot have fun when it comes to the temperature. You want to check out Huey Dullahan? Oh no, I'm invisible. I have, to get away invisibility, I wasted a second low swell slot. You can find Huey Dullahan at Huey Dullahan, both on Twitch and Twitter. Currently Huey's only doing sequel games, and I find that kind of funny. Where they are doing Pokemon Black and White 2, Yakuza 2, and Mass Effect 2. Additionally, me and Huey did a really cool crossover once, like within this year, doing a Fakemon, sort of thought experiment of making Pokemon based in Alaska, and I would highly recommend checking out Huey's, I would highly recommend checking out Huey's our water starter on Huey's Twitter, Huey's Twitter, where we have Hamver, our little construction worker beaver. Of course, Huey, your itty bitty twitties. And yeah, they normally stream on Monday, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays, around 3 p.m. EST. So they're a great afternoon streamer. Now with Huey, unfortunately, there are no Dullahans. Not even in the monster manual. Or like in any of the monster. There's no monster stat block for Dullahan. Outrageous. Absurd. Unheard of. It's unheard of, absurd. Outrageous? Fuck. I'm forgetting my fill in the roof joke that I stim with all the time, and it's gonna bother me. Shit. Like, I know one time when I used the Headless Horseman in a game, and I defined a completely new stat block, and although I have once made a Dullahan, race for D&D, I also want to respect everyone else and not give any homebrew here, how you can just make actual Huey. I decided to do custom lineage. Here we get Tavern Brawler, because Huey 2.0 is having a lot of lore related to owning a bar. And even in the original Huey lore video, you may notice Huey is also in a bar, and he has a fight. So I guess you could say they really are a Tavern Brawler. Cobalt Press has one, I think, but still, harumph. Yeah, but also Cobalt Press is cool, and probably is gonna make their own edition of 5e anyway. So, like, God bless Cobalt Press. Me and Homeboy stand Cobalt Press becoming the new Pathfinder for 5e, specifically. And yeah, because you're a bar owner, and also you have a bar fight against a person in 1.1 lore. And we're gonna give you proficiency in athletics. I'm gonna give you Guild Artisan because it's the closest thing I can think of a little bar owner. We're gonna do proficiency that's gonna give you a proficiency in insight and persuasion to vibe check your customers and also know how to talk people down. You're gonna get you can get a proficiency in artisan's tools. So I'm gonna let you pick if you want artisan tools or brewer supplies, depending on if you want to be more so the artist Huey or if you want to be more the bar owner Huey. You also get an extra language of your choice. Stats, we want to focus on strength and con. Charisma if you can. Dump wisdom. We've had too many sleepy nights and it makes you a bit out of it. And also sometimes when Huey talks, they like sometimes have that Hey guys, yeah. No, I'm fine. Yeah. Oh, Poppy. Like, they just have tired boy energy. And it just feels like, oh man, they're just a little out of it. Not fully, but like, they just like, give them neutral wisdom, or maybe a -1 if you got one. If. We're gonna make Huey a fighty boy. We're gonna make him a puncture. Because, you see this fella? No spellcaster. His head, not of a wizard. These tits, though may look like of a bard, don't have it. Don't have the lung capacity. This arm, not a result of a pact. This arm, not faithful to God. I am frequently That's gonna give you proficiency in strength and con saving throws. For extra proficiency, we're gonna give you animal handling, so you can treat your dog Poppy well, and perception, because you gotta check on your bar a lot. Oh, what made the little dragon feel blushy? What gave you the case of the woos? Things we're gonna get our fighters. You're gonna get unarmed fighting style as your main fighting style of choice, so you could be better Tavern Brawler. Tavern Brawler, is it there to get the D4? No, we got a D6 for our punches now, but it's there for us to bonus action grapple to stop people's movement. Nothing. I'm sorry. Am I just putting too much attention on purple tits? Is that it, Your Honor? Is that it? Can the funny ace wizard not just point out there are tits and Chad just be fucking normal about it? You're also gonna get second win, where you're gonna get a D8 plus your fighter level back of hit points as a bonus action. It wasn't it. That wasn't it. It's not. I'm not stupid. You're stupid. I'm smarter than you. I mean, nothing fades away. You also get action surge, which basically, when you go up and go like, you go up with your actions, and your players go, Hughie, why did the DM let you have 4 actions this turn? Because we're going full fighter, that means you'll have like 4 action surges. As well as Indomitable, which lets you reroll a failed saving throw. I think it makes you add a D10 to it. But yeah, it makes you add a D10 to it. And I think with this point you get 3 Indomitables. For our subclass, we're gonna go Echo Knight. Echo Knight is a very homebrewed one, but it essentially lets you summon a shadow clone that acts basically like you, and I need to turn down Alola music, because Alola music always is loud. You know what? No, I'm sorry. Holy City. No. Monster Hunter Village music instead. Alright. So yeah, you can get a Shadow Clone, which could either be you flavoring a version of yourself without your head, so you can get that flavor, or you can get Haley, which is like the gender bent Huey, or the more femme Hugh. Something that the Shadow Clone, whether if it's Haley or Headlet or Huey with no head, has a AC of 14 plus proficiency, but 1 hit point. So it's basically like got good AC, but if it hits, it pops. But you got infinite uses of this. You can switch spots with your Echo. You can either have you or your clone attack when you roll an opportunity attack. Oh yeah, you can either choose you or your clone to attack on a roll. You can use opportunity attacks to throw you can use opportunity attacks through your Echo. So you want to use a reaction and be like, well, my Echo's over there. I want opportunity attack. You eventually get an extra attack from your Echo. You can see and hear from your Echo. You can swap you could take a hit for your Echo. So you could be like, no, wait, I want to take a hit from my girl boss. And the final ability is that you get to make 2 Echoes, so you can get both Huey, Headless Huey, and Haley. Suggested feats to be skilled, so we could just make you a very skilled little guy. You know, you can have both brewer supplies and painter supplies. You can also get Crusher to push people 5 feet whenever you do bludgeoning, which would be you're probably doing a lot with your fists. You'd love to play this D&D build. Dude, Echo Knight's fun. I haven't tried it out, but it seems really fun. And it's very simple. Crusher, I know very well. Lets you push people 5 feet for free when you hit them with a bludgeoning weapon, and if you crit on them, everyone else has advantage on that target. You could also pick up Athlete to make yourself feel like generally spry. First off, with Athlete, you get a free climb speed, and I think that's fun. That's silly. You also only need to spend 5 feet of movement when you get up from prone. And you also get a +1 to strength and con, or strength or dex, or you also get a jump buff, which is obscure and gonna be something your DM's gonna ask you, wait, why are you jumping? And you're like, it's part of my kit, I swear. It was cool when I was writing it down, and it still is, actually, Your Honor. Alright. Or you also can get Chef, because I know Huey also does some cooking too. And that could give you and your party some temporary hit points when you're short resting, because you had a nice meal. And of course you can get tough because you've been in bar fights. Because you're a tough little guy, and somehow your screen hasn't cracked. I played in one in Curse of Strahd, and the main guy can't hit worth crap, but his Echo crits and does work. We say it's just the sober version of him. Oh no! You're just the protagonist in Everything Everywhere All at Once. We're like, you're the worst version of yourself. But don't worry, everyone else is better and willing to help you. Exactly. Now, speaking of people of the crew, we got Elma. We got Elma with the Huey art of the recent Elma drop. Now, Elma is definitely, I think, a very core pal. Mostly because Elma again is one of the earlier VTuber friends I've had, and I think, like, I know Elma definitely was one of those people that, like, I felt like I could talk to her because, like, I got in early enough. I was there day one. I was able to be like, yes. I can start socializing with this person without feeling overwhelmed. Excuse me. But also I noticed you had a really fast growth. And also it was like, I think it's like, man, I want to be like Elma. Or at least have like a similar success as you, Elma. And especially early on, like, especially when you're doing Bayonetta, like, you have probably some of the clips I think of, that I clipped, and I think about so much. I think so much of, go, kitty, go! Go, kitty, go! Or you trying to do, funny little animal noises because you enabled me, and I was like, alright, Elma, I'm gonna show you what a cheetah sounds like. You're gonna have to live with that. Yeah, no, she also is a landlord in Minecraft, but don't worry about it. She's one of the good ones. But like, Elma also, I've seen, had put in so much work in many models, rather how long or short it is, but each one of them has always been fun. Elma, for me, makes seeing Destiny Wars kind of fun and interesting, which is a genre of game I never give the time of day to. And like, Elma just generally has a very upbeat and infectious energy. That's like good. It's good, and not like, oh no, I've gotten a plague upon me. Boymon, it's a lot of fun. Hey, if you ever check out Elma's YouTube channel, which is also Elma Schwartz, you could check out me essentially providing all the footage for Elmo reacting to cute girls, the Pokemon game, with Moemon, because that was a fucking delight. Hi B, how you doing? I'll be honest, B, I'll give you an honorable mention because I was considering giving you a slide, but realized I had a lot of slides. I don't know how much space. Oh my god, I didn't shout out Elma. I know shout out Elma. I gotta shout out Elma. Once 2 minutes passes, I'll probably shout out you, Beatrix Bunny. Because I was talking about how Elma is one of those VTubers that, although I got, like, on the ground floor of and everything, I know B, you're definitely one of the people who I see and go like, whoa! You got 1,000 followers and you get like 14 people regularly? You regularly have double digits? And I am always amazed and wondered. And also you have a nice, comfortable energy as well. And also, I found it really cool that when I first saw you, you were like, yeah, and I play City of Mist. And I'm like, I'm playing City of Mist. City of Mist is so cool. Because, guys, if you don't know, City of Mist is a really cool RPG. And I won't be surprised. I know I've tried to get a collab happening of City Mist, but then I got ADHD and I didn't go after it. But I've thought about it. I've thought about it so much until I didn't. But yeah, Elma Schwartz. Elma is a disaster gay, and after their struggles and woes, they have recently started streaming again, but very irregularly. Like, you're not going to see a schedule. Elma's just going to stream when they feel like it, because they got pretty burned out from it a little while because they did too many big JRPGs. But they're trying to get back into it. They got a new model which uses this design, and also, shout out, Elma used to be like a normal, like 5'8", 5'10", taller than Pan, who is 5'2" without antlers. But now Panathin's on top. For I am 5'2" without my antlers, and now Elma's new model is canonically Danny DeVito height, which is 4'11" if you don't know, by the way. You're like a normal person. Yeah. You got shrunk down so you could be adorable. But they've been doing a lot of Genshin and Honkai. They've been trying to get it into card games, like anime card games, specifically to draw cute girls, and whatnot. And they also do Toho when they feel like suffering. I've seen her do Toho occasionally and see them suffer. So yeah. Now for here's like classic Elma design. That's a little obscured because Google Slides is mean. And this is like classic Elma. Elma is the secretary vibe. Elma's here to teach you how to do taxes. We're gonna give her skill. We're gonna make her very inhuman, and we're gonna give her skill expertise on investigation, because it's the closest thing I could think of to learning how to explore the office and also whatever the fuck making models is. And we're gonna give her proficiency in persuasion to talk to cute girls. We're gonna make her a sage because she definitely went into college to be an office lady. She studied the elder teachings of the office and gets proficiency in Arcana, History, and 2 bonus languages. Let's go to talking girls. Stats. Once again, I am asking for focusing on int and charisma and jump strength. You see the suit. You see the suit? There is no muscle. It's just a you know that it's just a paper towel tube. Behold the wizard! Orcus? I do the Yakuza slam on the desk and walk away. Joke's on you. Her old fur coat was 50 pounds. That's why she had to get rid of it. That's why she had to get rid of it. Because she was dumping strength too much. Nerd! Focus on the previous slide. Whoa. I have ADHD. I've got focus deficit. I clinically have no focus. My favorite demon lord of the undead, Focus. Alright, so we're gonna also add Proficiency of Religion of the Prettiest Goddess, because Elma would so want to know the Pantheon. She just wants to know the Pantheon. Haha, hee hee. Lucen's collar. And Insight to see what could that boy really pull off a maid outfit. Could they cross-dress well? You're gonna be percent intelligence and wisdom saving throws. You're getting arcane recovery, so on short rest you can recover half your arcane recovery is kind of a miss. You recover spell slots between short rests. You get a spell book, which is a big more hydrate. Hydrate time. Favorite prey. Eggs. Alma, I'm gonna be real. I was tempted to put out chef feet as suggested feats, but I chose not to because you wouldn't know how to put the egg in the pan. That's right. I know we said full level 20 wizard. I lied. We're taking level 1 ranger. Favorite enemy egg. Favorite enemy chicken nugget. You're gonna get spell mastery, so you get two third level spells you choose to be freebies before you have to actually spend that spell slot. So if you want to cast Fireball twice, you can for free. Not worry about it. You also get signature spell, which means you get a first and second level spell you can cast at will. You may ask, Pan, why are we not focusing on the spells? Don't worry about it. For your subclass, we're gonna be going for the School of Scribes. This is how Capella, Elma's magical hat, can be her animated spellbook / hat. Storing all the arcane knowledge in her say-so ball. Her ball of say-so. Only safe for work content. And also this is a way to make the hat animated and live without it being like, I don't know, something like a warlock thing. It's just, nope, you don't have to worry about it being a familiar. It's just an animated hat now that has all your spells. You pull all your spells out of your pretty hat. It also lets Elba live one step closer to living their fantasy of being an Atelier character. The scrolls are all pictures of girls. Aww, that's really cute. They're all like manga panels of cute girls. This allows you to make scrolls twice as fast. So you are theoretically able to give paperwork to everyone. Congratulations. You can also switch damage types of your spell as long as it coincides with spells that you already know. So, say for example, you can't just turn a fireball into acid, but if you knew Milf's magic, Milf's acid arrow, I know it's Milf, but you would write it down as Milf. I'm sorry, I didn't read the spell book. I didn't make the spell book. I just read it. And you could use that acid spell to like, oh cool, we have a spell that does acid? Cool. We'll make a fire spell do acid now. Because you can. You can also make a ritual spell at instant time, once for free, essentially allowing you to not spend a spell slot, honestly, it's a ritual cast. Which means if you want Phantom Steed, oh boy, you don't need that 1 10-minute pit stop. You also get Ghost Hat, so the hat could be corporeal and be like a little animated familiar. You can also make first and second level spell scrolls as an action, which is insane. You would just be like, here, protect your good and evil, get out of here, go. You can also block damage by having it reduce 3d8 3d8 damage by taking Capella. So wait, let me reword my words. Capella can take 3d6 worth of damage from you, but in doing so, all your cute girl pictures go everywhere, and you lose an X amount of spells by letting it reduce damage for you. Now, for suggested spells, I suggest Friends, so you can start talking to the cute girl. You get Mind Sliver as like a psychic damage, Mage Hand to help around the office, Lightning Lord to be your whip. You get Toxicity as laughter because you have the funniest laugh ever. Genuinely, it's very infectious. You can get Enlarge or Reduce to become 4'11". And there's so many spells. Jesus Christ, I've been working on this for 2 days. Just get whatever you want. Seriously, get whatever you want. It's a wizard. It's all about spells. You get for what you need in your game. Because, seriously, although I could go Enchanter build, I don't feel like you're the type of person to be like, I want to cast Charm Person on this girl so I could be advanced. Like, no, that's creepy. Elma's not like that. Elma would just be charismatic and, like, a cool person. And, like, with the wizard's like, man, all you really need is the premise for Elma. And, like, the Order of Scribes. After that, do whatever you want. I don't know what you want. I don't know what you need with your game. I don't know what play style you want. Go with whatever you feel like is the vibe check. Because I have done wizard builds on stream with Pokemon, and it is absurd. It is knocking butts. And like a lot. It's a lot. You get 2 spells every level for free and start with 6 spells. You, at minimum, if you didn't invest in like finding scrolls, you will just know. Jesus Christ. You would know 18 times 2. You would know 19 times 2. Which is This is why I'm not in the office. 19 times 2 is. Yeah, Yeah, by base wizard at level 20 you would know 44 spells. So like, I'm not gonna write down suggestions for that many spells. It's gonna be absurd. But for spell suggestion feats, I resist meta magic attempt because you like playing meta. It's very good just to have ways to alter your spells in various ways and be kind of quirky about it. Spell sniper, so you can just be in the back and feel so powerful to just be like, I cast fireball 240 feet away, and go insane. Become an absolute mad lad. Telepathic, so you can talk to cute girls privately, but also blush when you want to be nervous about talking to the girl, but you're just like, hee, you're cute. Oh man, I told her I think she's cute. Lightly armored, so you can have, that you can have leather armor.
The leather armor is a kink thing.
Anyway, you also get Keen Mind, I guess, to keep track of all your accounting affairs, but who takes Keen Mind? Telepathic Blush, exactly. Dude, I think Telepath is the funniest feat in D&D, because it could be, like, a great utility of, like, alright, I can communicate to people. But also, it could just be intrusive thoughts. That scared me so much. Everyone's like, it's a kink thing. No! Next is the Demeter Lupin! Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry the volume. I'm sorry I got too close to the mic. It's Demi time! Yo, it's the bun! Hey, Boingo, if you want to notify Demi, it's Dem time. Please do, because I know Demi was vibe checking, but was on mute. So I don't know if Demi wants to check out their spotlight. Varmint! Little bastard! But yes, check out the Demeter Lupin. I think, honestly, out of my VTuber friends, I think Demeter is one of my bestie pals around here. Because, like, I know I first met the Demeter Lupin on Boingo Bash. Devious. Wait, no. Shout out. Devious. Demeter. Lupin. Yeah. I first met Demi through Boingo in the Boingo Bash when Boingo was doing his game show. And back then, Demi was like a rat girl. But then they transitioned and was like, I'm gonna be a based bun bun. I'm gonna be the stinkiest little man. The bastardest little round boy. And I love them. They're great. They genuinely have, I think, some of the best talkie streams that I just love to be a part of and vibe with, and honestly just a very positive person, and it's very infectious. What the fuck, that bunny? What the oh, that's fucking good. Get him out of here! Ew, bunny, ew. What if it was a mouse girl? What if it was a mouse girl, like, big tits? What if it was Maple Magic? Man, I love Maple Magic. Dude, Dimmer Lupin, get out of here. Get Maple Magic back. Dude, I hope she's okay. I hope nothing bad ever happened to Maple Magic. I'm joking, Demi. I love Demi so much more because I get to be evil around you. I get to be the evil advisor to you. She went into the rat cage back in the lab. But, yeah. Demeter Lupin is again, probably one of my best VTuber pals I have here, and one that I know I made in Boingo Bash, like, man, I really like Demi's vibe. And I saw, like, Demi streaming Sonic Adventure 2, because Demi streams Sonic Adventure 2 so much, and I love it. And I remember, like, when I saw, like, oh, Demi also really likes Sonic? Okay, I can talk, like, how my brain works when it comes to trying to talk to people is that there's like Shadow the Hedgehog ring limiters on me, and I have to see a method of like, oh, I could talk to you about this, and only you about this. My brain can decide, and you being into Sonic and also being a very chatty and like very, very neurodivergent person, but like also like a really cool person as well, was like me. I'm Shadow the Hedgehog in Sonic 06. I'm taken off by golden rings. I'm Shadow the Hedgehog in Sonic X. I'm taken off by gold ring limiters. I'm going knocking butts. And I could be like, oh, I could talk to you. Especially because I know like, oh man, Demi has like such a good, like a big following. I don't know if I could just walk in here. And then I did. And then like, I think it's when you were rebranding. I was real like, I think I transitioned from more like, oh, hey, we know each other, and, like, I'm here to support you, and then I'm like, hey, Demi, I want a friend. I want to talk to you more, because I like when you talked about astrology that one time a lot, and I stayed way past my bedtime because I just wanted to hang out with you, because you were really cool. And we do a lot of cool stuff pretty regularly. We do Danganronpa 2 every other Thursday, which means next Thursday. Next Thursday we do Danganronpa 2. Wow! Wow, 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 wow! We also like doing collabs or oftentimes being on streams with each other. Yeah, 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 yeah! Demi's great! Demi's great. Also, we get to be very neurodivergent about animation, which is also another big thing that I feel like I can talk to Demi about. Or be like, oh, Demi, look, do you want to hear this cursed knowledge? Boingo is the robotic glue. But yeah, also, Demi is such a chat, because Demi also works so hard for fucking doing TikTok. Like, they're the fucking, like, good chat, like, yeah, I run the TikTok and the YouTube too. I do YouTube Shorts and TikTok to increase my visibility. And I'm like, man, you're stronger than I am. And yeah. They also do a lot of silly tier lists where they go through like commercials or like mascot stage fuck, you know, normal things like that. Again, great chatters. Dude, see, for me with video editing, it's less so that I'm not good at. It's less so that I'm like, oh, I'm not good at it. It's more so ADHD brain has a hard enough time sitting down to edit videos for like what I want to make content for. And my brain goes, well, I can't just make video vertical. It's impossible. Literally looks up ways to do it. I cannot do it. I have to download the videos. Impossible. But for Demi, luckily for Demi, with D&D, there's already a Bun Bun race. That's the Harengon. You could be medium, but we're gonna be choosing to be small. We want to be as small as possible, because Demi wants to be a tiny, tiny little guy. Demi, if possible, wants to be 2 inches tall and round and like, wah 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 wah. That's the sound that Demi makes when they're being really teeny. You're also gonna have proficiency in initiative rolls, meaning that you're gonna add your proficiency bonus to initiative, which means you're gonna be going first, most likely, in most combats. Demi makes a sound, like Mario 64 platform. You also get free proficiency in perception, which is cool. If you fail a dex save, as long as you can move around, you add a D4 to it to maybe make it successful. You also get big jumpies. Get the big zoomies. Your background, criminal. You get proficiency in deception and stealth to sneak through your crimes and be like, "Whehehehe, no, officer, I've never stolen a car that belonged to a bank." You also get a gamer set, so we're just gonna say you're gonna be proficient in Sonic Adventure 2 and Thieves' Tools. Also, the criminal background gives you a crowbar, so Demi has a crowbar now. I can't stop them. I don't know how they got it. But fun fact, the crowbar does do something in D&D, and the game doesn't really tell you this, but it gives you advantage on athletics checks related to opening doors. So Demi now has advantage on opening doors, which, like, I think is really silly. Nasty crime boy. Dude, I love seeing my friends and trying to just imagine, like, man, I'm hearing it in their voice and I try to emulate it. There are 2 bunnies in chat. One is a nice, cozy taxidermy jackalope who's like, "Oh man, you're a nasty crime boy." And Demi going, "Yeah, yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. I eat the crowbar." Oh, no, oh, it was a gummy crowbar. For stats, once again, I am telling you to invest in intelligence and charisma, because I have a lot of smart friends who are also very cool. Dump con, because, oh lord, I know Demi goes to the ringer physically so much. Demi goes through the physical horrors. But it's okay, it's okay. Because you're gonna be Artificer. So once again, we go Artificer. You're gonna be proficient in those con saves. So you're gonna be easier to keep your saving throws. You're gonna get Tinkerer's Tools and Painter Supplies, because Demi does do art from time to time. They're gonna get History. Oops. Oh, thank you, Flumpy Lettuce VT, for the follow. Hope you're doing well. I'm glad you're enjoying the stream. I just gush about my friends. And if you want to see me be more my normal content, tomorrow at 9:30 p.m. EST, we're going to be doing the proper 2-year anniversary celebration, which is me starting an egg lock of Pokemon Sword, where I've gotten eggs from all my good friends to do a funny little Nuzlocke. I'll do my second Nuzlocke on this channel. But also, one thing I didn't mention in the Artificers before now, Artificers have gun expertise, like gun proficiency if your setting uses guns. So, gun. The bunny can use a gun. You also get right to all the job, which means you can make tools. You get tool expertise, so all the tools you're proficient with, you gain expertise with. Flash of Evil Genius, which allows you to add your intelligence modifier to someone's ability check, anyone's skill check, before knowing the result of the roll. So, like, you won't know if they passed or failed. You just go like, I'm gonna make them succeed. Oh no. I'm gonna make them be a cool boy. Oh, Moss! Of course I'll stretch. Of course Moss shows up when it's bunny time. Stretchies. I probably need it too, because I've been trying to swim in my scrying pool recently, and I know when I do that, I use a lot of my back and my chest. So it's good to do back stretches. Spoilers! Hydrate, of course. Wizard Boy be swimming. Fun reminder, con and strength aren't my dump stats. It's dex. Dex is my dump stat. And yes, it is a horrible time when you have negative sleight of hand. Because that means your hands just go, whoops. I got the klutz. But we get Flash of Evil Genius, meaning that whenever someone does a skill check, you can go, give them +5, actually, thanks to my cunning. Or whatever your intelligence modifier is, you're probably gonna get a +5, because you're a devious demeanor Lupin. Yeah, you do that equal times your intelligence modifier. You also, because we're investing 17 levels into Artificer, you'll also get attuned to 5 magic items, which is 2 more than the average person. Punch in the face and take their coin purse. That they're so busy holding their nose, they won't notice. Oh my god, that's so crime. That's such a good crime. That was a great Flash of Genius. You also get the spell storing, where you can put a spell into an object, and then just be like, hey man, you want to cast a spell? I already casted it like 2 days ago. And it gets pretty wacky. Let's get going Battlesmith, because we need Batniks. This allows you to, whenever you use a magical weapon, you can use your intelligence modifier instead of your strength or dex. It also gives you a robot buddy, which could be your perfect robo henchman. You could have Scratch or Grounder as your little robo buddy. And also, with these levels, you'll be allowed to make extra attacks, when you attack with your Robo Boy, you could also either deal extra 2d8 force damage or heal your buddies with 2d8 hit points. But in general, you just have Badniks. Yeah. Recommended infusions for you is Homunculus Servant, so then you could have 2 Robo Buddies. You could have Big Grounder and tiny little Scratcher. Hey, I want to make amends for having the scroll create bonfire. Hey, do Fireball level 9? Honestly, like, I know Demi won't be able to cast a level 9 spell, but like, honestly, yes. You can get repeating shots, so if you want to have your gun have infinite ammo, you can. Mind Sharpener, because your con's going to be going through the ringer. Great way to have, advantage on Constitution saving throws whenever you are concentrating on spells. Bag of Holding to hold all your evil, your devious licks. I could give you the 9th level spell. You get Wanda's Secrets to find the secret passageways to go into your evil lair, but you forgot about it because, like, you really wanted it to be secret, and you were, like, so genius about it that you couldn't find it, so you had to get your Wanda's Secrets. Eyes of Charming with your cool goggles to try to cast Charm Person through cool sunglasses. Gloves of Thievery, which give you bonus to sleight of hand checks. Pipes of the Sewers to summon rats, other vermin. Which you could, of course, flavor as Robo-Mice. The Ring of Jumping, which gives you jump all the time, which is the silliest thing. Just triple your jump distance and double your jump height, which for you will be insane. You can also get the Belt of Hill Giant Strength, so you get attached to your robot of choice and make it even stronger. Or the Boots of Speed to make someone incredibly fast. Hops. Recommended spells would be Acid Splash. You could throw vials around of evil toxins and evil potions. Shocking grasp for anyone who gets near you. Lightning Lord to get people closer to your big robo. Prestidigitation for cool magical effects. Mending to help your robo boys. You can get grease because you thought it was really funny to get an oil stain out and make people have like a trip and fall routine. Jump, of course, so you can have even bigger jumpies. Catapult, so you can launch things at people with science. Tasha's Caustic Brew, because evil potions. Alter Self, so you can truly become the most gendered Demi possible. That's actually how Demi changes all their models. That's how Demi becomes Wawa Demi. I see you I see you found the Demi joke in here. You can get enlarged, but most importantly, reduced self, so you can become the tiniest little guy. I notice my friends like to be small. They don't like to be tall. They want to be as tall as a dime. You can get elemental weapon just to give cool, sick weapons to your pals that do extra elemental damage. You can haste to boost your robo. You can get a tiny servant, so you can have up to 3 robo buddies. Intellect Fortress to keep your mind perfectly in evil tact. That will allow you to have resistance to psychic damage, as well as advantage on any intelligence, wisdom, and charisma saving throws. And the higher level you cast it, the more people you can benefit from your evil fortress of solitude. You can also get catnap, so you can get a quick 10-minute sleepy beepy and get energized. You could get summon construct, so you could theoretically have 4 robos in the same spot. So many little guys. Mordecai's private sanctum, which is basically a private level space where no one can scry on you or anything, so you can do all your evil machinations in secret. Animate object to just get a bunch of little robo to make anything into robo shenanigans for you to be like, yes, my minions. Rather if it is anywhere between an entire silverware collection to the gazebo. And Bigby's hand I thought would be funny, just you tiny little rabbit, massive fist. But for the last 3 levels you have, we're gonna go Bard. Because Demi likes being an idol. Demi likes being a cute little idol. Because they love life. You're gonna get a free proficiency, which you get by multiclassing in a Bard, and you're gonna get Intimidation to be the spookiest little guy. You get a proficiency in a musical instrument when you multi-class the Bard, so you're gonna get proficiency in Kazoo, the most Demi-core. You're gonna get Bardic Inspiration, so you can give your allies a d6 to any of their skill checks within 10 minutes. Very helpful, especially before they know if it succeeds or fails. You get Jack of all trades, so now you're proficient. Now you get half proficiency bonus to all your non-proficient skills. You get Song of Rest to give your pals a little bit more hit points on short rests. You're gonna get Expertise, which you're gonna put it in History because of your love life hyperfixation, as well as Deception, because you know how to be an evil criminal to make everyone unaware of your machinations. You're just a cute little bun. You would never do anything evil, haha, unless. You're also gonna be the College of Glamour, the real idol subclass. You could do a cute performance for 1 minute to get to make people big fans. I believe if you spend 1 minute doing a performance, you can make up to an equal amount of targets to your charisma modifier. Make a wisdom saving throw. If they fail, they are charmed by you and essentially your biggest fans. Glamour. Did I forget the U? Is there a U in there to be glamour? Is that it, Leshy? Hey Leshy, I haven't had stream rules, but if you're gonna keep doing this, I'm gonna add the same rules I have in my Discord, which you can go right here to check out like homebrew content and have and know that I'm live, and especially since Twitter's like dying, it's a better place to keep up my info. But there's a rule in there that you can't make fun of my spelling, because I struggle, even with spell check. But yeah, you can make people your biggest fan for like a hot minute. You also can use your inspiration to give your party temporary hit points and also make them do a cool idle dance routine so they could take their movement, they can use their reaction to take a free movement. Letters are stinky, that's right. I actually have synesthesia, and I see letters, and each letter gives me a smell. None of them go well together. Recommended spells from Bard are gonna be Vicious Mockery, so then you can be like, you're dumb, and then deal like 1d4 psychic damage onto them. Or Thunderclap, so you can have your fart sound redeem. You can give Bane, so you can be devious and make other people worse, so you can be better. Command, so you can be evil and be like, grovel. Because grovel is a command as a list of viable options to command that makes people have to, on their next turn, just go prone. That's it. That's their turn. They have to go down and grovel to you. Get cure wounds because you care about your friends. And you always have that prepared, unlike with Artificer. Toss Assiduous Laughter because Demi's really funny and has a really silly laugh. Nathar's Mischief, which is like a 10-foot cube trickster area where it could have a 1d4 effect every round of either molasses everywhere getting difficult terrain, rose petals go everywhere making people blinded, cool soft music plays that makes they get the bit of the giggles and don't do anything, or something else, I don't remember. Shatter for intensified fart sound effect. Shatter for when you do the beginning of Escape from the City sound redeem. Suggestion so you can plot your evil seeds into someone's head. And Enthrall just to be like, hi everyone, look at me now. I want to talk about love life and how about the good part of starting love life. You see, you could start from the beginning, but I think you should start with my favorite season. Or going like, okay everyone, now I'm gonna tell you about the Sonic Bible. I'm gonna tell you all about this weird commercial I remember seeing as a kid, but I can't find in any of the video compilations. Let me tell you about Dracula's Piss soundtrack. All the monsters pissing. Suggested feats are it's just my attention gamers. Suggested feats I would give for Demi is Inspiring Leader, so you can give an inspirational speech to all your minions, and they get temporary hit points equal to your charisma modifier. You spend 10 minutes giving your evil plotting and scheme to everyone. They go like, yeah boys, yeah, we got this. You can get Lucky to cheat, according to many DMs. Lucky is cool, but Lucky basically lets you have 3 d20s to re-roll before you know the result of a roll. But you can be like, I want to roll anyway. Spell Sniper, so you could be the tiniest little guy while you're possibly 4 machines of destruction are going out and about being chads. You're going pew 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 pew. There's nothing saying they can't. I'm the referee in Airbud saying there's no rule again. I think let me just click my side mirror about Inspiring Leader. Inspiring Leader 5E. You spend 10 minutes. You spend 10 minutes with your companions, shoring up the resolve. When you do so, choose up to 6 friendly creatures, which include yourself, within 30 feet of you. They can see or hear you and who understand you, which all your constructs can do. Each creature gains temporary hit points equal to your level plus charisma modifier. You can't gain temporary hit points from this feat again until they finish a short or long rest. So, they're getting a big thing. But yeah, the robots, books say, robots love Demi. But yeah, your robots can get your big friendship buff, your evil schemes. And you also get actor, because that allows you to be just a little bit of a wacko of being able to hear someone's voice, do a funny little impression, and be like, yes, I'm this person. Especially with your high deception, it's gonna be really wacky. Damn, I love being surrounded by guys that say, yeah, you said it, boss. This guy bothering you? Huh, right away, boss. No, exactly. Sometimes you gotta give the goons a little bit of the evil plan. You gotta tell them how you gotta steal the moon. You just gotta be like, hey. You just gotta be like, want me to take care of him like Tony did? Hey, he's walking there. Tony Soprano. Hey. But they're like, they all speak in, they all say the same thing, but they're like slightly out of sync. So like, hey, I'm walkie. No, knowing Debbie, they'd either all sound like their friends, a Sonic character, or just be Love Live voices. It's probably Love Live voices. One, the special robot that the Battlesmith buddy gets to be voiced by Mike Pollock because it gets to be Eggman. While Demi gets like, wow, I'm Eggman. That's right, you're Eggman. Love Live Pearl, hear me out. I know there was a pretty gimmicky anime, but I feel like it may be something Elma and or Demi might find interesting. But I know there is an anime out there, I don't remember its name. But I do know there is an anime of like 3 Yakuza guys get too deep into shit. And they have to get new identities. And they get completely body swapped into like 3 cute idol girls. And so like they have to keep their cover as idol girls while also just being stereotypically Yakuza. It's Backstreet Girls. I'm glad that we and Nocturnal thing are like, easy, we knew it immediately. Yeah, I knew. I was like, I'm piquing my interest, but that's not like a community anime. Googling this right the fuck now. Yeah, apparently it's either Backstreet Girls or Back Alley Girls. But now, out of the Demi time, we get into Leshy, who is more of a friend, who I think is really cool, and I see them a bit in the VPAL server, but I don't feel like I hang out with them enough, but they're really cool. They're really cool. Honestly, Leshy's like the big, oh no, uh-oh. I love the uh-oh, zooms in the hee-hee. Gee, I wonder what they're gonna be. That's right, custom lineage. That's right, they're a gnome. That's right, you got it. Simic hybrid. Oh fuck, they're an elf. They're just a really stout elf, guys. Come on. They're a sea elf. Can't you see it? But like, Leshy is like a person who I see streams later than I do, so I oftentimes raid Leshy. And Leshy's just like a nice, calm rowdiness. Like they're just some guy. They're just a dwarf big chillin'. And they also got like pig vibes, which I think is really cool. I like the kind of idea of like possible werebore. Ooh. Dude, honestly. And like, Leshy, like, typically, Leshy streams usually around the same time as I do and longer. So, chances are, if you're done with me, you can probably go over to Leshy. They do a lot of variety games. I notice they do a lot of, like, simulator games. Typically ones that do, like, survival or, like, more fantasy maintenance, kind of stuff, or power washing. Or like the kind of simulation games like, all right, we're going on a long car ride now. Also, Grin always makes me, the way how Grin looks like to me, always makes me think of, for some reason, it makes me think of Pinocchio, because I think of like, Prankster's Paradise, and there's like one sign in Prankster's Paradise that has like the same kind of smile and eyes that Grin has, and I can imagine the eyes going back and forth, back and forth. And I just want you to know, I think about that all the time. But yeah. Guys, it may surprise you. Leshy is a dwarf. The audience goes nooking butts. They said the thing. I'm glad Debbie, the one person who I think would understand, does understand. What? Well, I thought they'd be an orc, because they got Toskies. But doing so, you're gonna get resistance to poison damage and an advantage on any saves against poison, because crippling alcoholism has affected the dwarf population significantly. If you see a dwarf that is in critical need of help, please contact this number. But fun fact, one thing I really like about a lot of homebrew that I work with in homebrew setting that I play in, because I know for me, I'm a person in D&D games, I sleep on dwarves, and it's less so that I don't like dwarves, it's just if I want a little guy, I use a hobbit or a gnome. A hobbit's just a normal guy who's little, and gnome is a wacky little guy. Like, I'm a fae, so I have the elven bias of dwarves to slide through my brain, like koala to anything that isn't eucalyptus. Literally about to crack open a beer, oh no! But I do know in one of my DMs who actually really loves dwarves, they've grown to really love dwarves. They thought so much about the culture of dwarves because they have poison resistance actually means a lot of their food would be spicy. But like, not just like, ooh, it's hot spicy, but like, no, this is a lot of flavor. But like, also, a lot of the stuff is genuinely poisonous to a lot of other people, but they can eat like this this like horrid mushroom and pepper combo along with like these like grinded like forbidden spices they have found, and just be like, cool, this would kill a man. To me, it makes my tongue tingle. You also know how to use axes and hammers innately. Give me the forbidden spice. We love too much. I love how that either could be a typo to be we love too much. I just had a illiteracy moment because I didn't see we love too much. I read we love too much, and I couldn't tell if it was a typo to be like, we love too much, as in like, we love to be much, or we love too much. Yeah, you also have brewer supplies proficiency because, well, you crack open a cold one on stream. It was actually me divinating you were gonna crack open a cold one right when you showed up. And also you have like a little stone in your overlay that has like a little ear on it, and that's what made me think like, oh, brewer supply, because you know how to make stone brews. Speaking about stones, apparently Wizards of the Coast decided the prophecy she had predicted by cold ones. Apparently Wizards of the Coast decided all dwarves have an innate knowledge of stone. And so they have expertise in any history check related to stone. And it's so surreal. They eat rocks to gain their wisdom. But like, it's one of the most niche abilities. Like, every dwarf knows about the rock war. Dude, you don't know where the fucking Ignite rock is? Get out of here. You are done. Exactly. This is true. Elves are ADHD who bounce between hyperfixations throughout hundreds and hundreds of years and develop, like, yeah, I learned how to do, like, yeah, I was a master, like, aficionado of music and the arts, but then I just, like, I went through a world tour and that was great. So then I decided to do wood carving because it was like, oh, what if I made my own violins? And then I got into learning how to be a zookeeper because I kept on getting squirrels to go into my violins, and I made nests for them. So I just wanted to learn how to do that. So that was like my first like 70 years, you know, like. But like, dwarves are autistic because they're like, all right, I don't like change. I don't like different thing. Just give me a thing I know it work good. Don't look at me, don't talk to me. I want to do my thing. And I find thing I really like. And I will master thing. Every single dwarf is one of those kids that has a rock collection. I know I had a brief rock collection, but the peak rock for me was one rock that looked like a bird. It just looked like an outline of a bird, and I thought that was really cool. Though I was a little bit of a gremlin around like 5th grade, around to 5th or 6th grade, because around that point I was like collecting like the minorly shiny rocks. Like, you know those like white rocks that are peppered with like black and like a little bit of sparkle? Those were the main rocks I'd collect. No, we need an extra bonus hyperfixation to make up our reduced height. You say you still count as a medium creature. Not even... I was surprised when I found out dwarves aren't small. They're considered medium. Because they take up space. They're stout. And we're gonna make... We're gonna make Leshy a hill dwarf, giving us a +1 HP to every level. So we're gonna be a little bit tankier. Not gonna lie, when I was in 2nd grade, I found a rock with a real crescent moon in it, and I have it to this day. Yo, that sounds sick. That's definitely an omen, dude. That, honestly, I don't have the stone here to identify, but that sounds like a lucky stone. Like, you are gonna get your +1 to all your saving throws and ability checks with that. You're gonna get the Outlander because you're just kind of in the mountains, under the mountains in the wilderness, toughing it out with the other dwarvish boys, getting you athletics and survival. You get a free musical instrument. I don't know what's Leshy's preferred instrument of choice, but get it. You get extra language. You also get a hunting trophy and a bear trap. It's a thought. Your stats, you want to focus on strength and con. Dump int. You don't even know the Disney trivia according to the pandering birthday event. So, like, I'm sorry. You're legally dumb. Heart emoji. So I recently inherited a banjo of my partner. Oh my god, banjo proficiency. Let's go. Dex and Wisdom are also appreciated, but not necessary. We're gonna go mostly into Barbarian. We're just gonna give us proficiency in Strength and Constitution saving throws. We're also gonna get Intimidation and Perception because you're a spooker. You could be spooky, and also you gotta keep a good eye on Murphy. Gotta keep a good eye on Murphy throughout stream and give him lots and lots of pets. You're gonna get Reach, which is gonna give you an additional damage to attack. It's gonna give you resistance to bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing damage. Fun fact, Barbarians are one of the few times they don't specify if it's magical or not for good scaling, which I think is really cool. You also have advantage in all strength checks and saves. and you get to be nuking thoughts. As long as you're being attacked or attacking. You get unarmored defense, so you get if you don't have an armor on, like you just want to show off your sick pecs and massive muscular breasts, you can. God, that's such a weird way to say it. You can get an AC calculation of 10 plus Dex plus Con. You also can get reckless attack, so you can make any attack. You can make all your attacks at advantage for the price of everyone having advantage against you. If you're raging, you can shrug that off. You get faster movement as long as you're not wearing heavy armor, so you get 10 feet faster movement. You get advantage when it comes to initiatives, and you can't be surprised. You could even be you could be so angry about surprises, you could just be angry before initiative starts. You also get brutal criticals, which gives you an extra damage dice whenever you crit. And we're gonna go 14 levels into Barbarian. We're gonna go Path of the Beast because Leshy needs to go full hog, and we're gonna let that happen by giving you some like werebore flavor. Because come on, no one talks about the werebore. Let Leshy become a werebore in D&D. That's how we're gonna do it. You can grow out your tusks or claws, but you're probably gonna grow out tusks to do an extra to do 1d6 damage, but they also count as. Let me reword it. I'm talking too fast. I'm too excited about full hog. So you can grow out tusks or claws that do 1d6 plus strength damage. However, you basically get a bonus attack, which means at level 2 you get 2 attacks, but at level 3 you're getting 3 tusk attacks. As you're doing the Leshy dance mode. You can get bite, so you could be a greedy little piggy. And if you're at half health, you can just eat the damage as health. Pan's hog levels are at maximum. Snaw. Hey, if it's gonna help Leshy, on Saturday I'll actually go full hog levels because in my campaign there are items that are based on 7 deadly sins the players are supposed to collect and destroy, and the one for Gluttony is an item called the Boar's Mask, where basically when it unhinges, it basically creates a hungry void, and the wearer progressively gets bigger and stronger the more they munch and crunch. They get like a bonus act. Like push people to the jaws, and if they're in the jaws, they could be munched. But yeah, you also can get your pony tail to be defensive and add a D8 to your AC as reaction. You also can decide if you want a swim speed, a climb speed, or have massive jumps whenever you take a long rest. So you have a lot of movement flexibility of how you want to hog. Do you want to be one of those swimming hogs from the Caribbean? Do you want to be a hog that can climb? Do you want to be Spider Pig? Or do you want to be a hog that can have an 8-foot vertical leap? You can make others feral with Furious Instinct, forcing other creatures to attack, making a creature make a wisdom saving throw, and if they fail, they have to use their action to attack a creature you can see within range. Or you can make that target take 2d12 psychic damage. You can do that, I think, equal to your constitution modifier. You're never gonna expect the hog charge at you straight up ignore gravity. Just wait! Just your pig can fly. The last 6 levels we're gonna be taking in Monk, giving you punchies. Just absolutely martials. You're gonna get keys, so you can get Step for Wind, so you can move, so you could dash as a bonus action. You get Flurry of Blows, so you could do 2 unarmed attacks as a bonus action. Patient Defense to make yourself take a dodge action as a bonus action, meaning that everyone has disadvantage on attacking you and you have advantage on dex saves. You get Slow Fall, so you reduce fall damage, and you get stunning strength, which means if you hit someone really, really hard, you can make them forced to make a con save, and if they fail, they are stunned, meaning they can't speak, they can't move, they can't do their turn, and they automatically fail strength and dex saves. You in particular are going to be going Way of the Dragon, so you can have fire punches. You could do this. You get fire punches. You also can reroll any intimidation or persuasion checks once per long or short rest. You also can breathe a 20-foot cone or 30-foot line of fire. The hog is cooking. The hog is the barbecue. You also can briefly gain wings when you do Step the Wind, allowing you to briefly fly. You can be, by level 20, the pig who can fly. The elemental damage swap works with the beast weapons. Yep, they should. Because functionally they should count as martial arts die. They would count as martial arts weapon, and even if they didn't, they use the same damage dice, so who cares? If you want, you can make them a dedicated weapon, which is an optional monk rule. Because, like, yes, normally if they're strength, no, but if you made it a dedicated weapon, which is an optional rule in Tasha's, as long as it's not two-handed or heavy, it can be a dedicated weapon. So you can make the tusks a monk weapon to catch on fire. Or the chompers. Yeah! I thought you'd really like it, because I see you oftentimes have fire and punching, and you're like a real brawlster. It'd be a good way for you to be like really tanky, and also just like be sicko mode. Of course, this is assuming being level 20, but still, combination of Beast Barbarian and Way of the Dragon is really what you need. As for suggested feats, I would suggest Gift of the Chromatic Dragon, which allows you, like, if you can't get to the Dragon Monk in time, you can pick up this feat to give yourself a bonus, actually give yourself a d4 of fire damage into your weapons, whether it be punches or not. You also can choose to have use a reaction to become resistant to that type for a turn, which could be pretty handy before you have the multi-class really start rolling. You can get Athlete, again, to help out with your lack of movement if you're prone, because if you get prone, that 25 movement speed, it's going to be a bit rough moving. You're going to do some weird calculations. So you just be like, I only take 5 foot movement, I still have 20 feet movement, just fine. And also you get to increase your jump distance, which means if you're a jumping hog, you're going to be insane. You're going to be so scary to people. Because I think both of them add your strength modifier, so assuming you have 10, assuming you have 5, you could stack that, potentially adding an additional 10 feet to jump on the long jump. Which is horrifying. Let's see. Resilient, just so if you want, if you feel like you want a extra... Yeah, if you want an extra saving throw to be resistant to, never hurts, especially because you're going to be the main bruiser and brawler. Having that in, having that in wisdom so you don't get dominated person would be really cool. Also, you're very down to earth and you touch grass. Mage Slayer, if you want to beat up a nerd that's near you, whenever someone casts a spell within 5 feet of you, you can just take a moment to just punch them. Just do an attack and stop them from casting spells. Hey, wait, what do you mean fuck wizards except Elma? Hey, what do you mean? What do you mean fuck wizards except Elma? I'm wizards. I'm wizard. Alright, you're a wizard too, I guess. You're alright. Dude, I just showed up because I knew I was getting a D&D build based off of me. I don't care about you, actually. Also, fuck wizards, especially if they live on a coastline. Ew. But you can't fuck the wizards. Yeah, you're right, I'm ace. I'm unfuckable. I've completed the abjuration art of unfuckable. Fuck wizards are my friends. Sexomancers. See, that's what enchanters like to call themselves, but I'm very concerned about any enchanter who calls themselves sexomancers. If anything, transmutate, honestly, hot take, alright? Because one thing I think is really fun being Ace is you get to see the logistics of sex. If you see an enchanter who has a lot of dates and is the real sexomancer, massive red flag, massive red flag. They're just using they're just using charm persons. They're just using modified memories to make them sound like they had a cool date last night. They're pretty stinky. But like a transmuter wizard? Transmuter wizard? Being the sexomancer? Well, that's how you know. That's fun in the bedroom. Gender is their playground. They're literally trans. They have altered self. Yeah, because like, although transmuter wizard, very much a wizard that one of the few wizards that actually needs to be kind of reworked. Definitely the most open fuckability. Illusion wizard's more like they're great to sort of like fantasize with, but like you don't actually want to fuck. You like the idea of fucking an illusionist, guys. Like me and a divinator, like we could be fine, but we just know like, oh, you're gonna like this. What? Don't worry. We found out what it's gonna awaken. We found something that's gonna awaken something in you. What? Hey, so put on this collar. Enchanter is interested in themselves. Transmuter is interested in having a good experience. Yes, exactly. They can even transmute the bed to make it more comfy. And you notice they took a long time for it because apparently the PHP hates them and makes them spend like a minute for each square, like each foot. I do have a lot of physically impossible kinks, so I could probably rock with Illusionist. See, Illusionist just means you're gonna see yourself do it. You're just gonna make fantasy porn, dude. And like that could be cool, but you're not gonna actually do it. Like, sure, you can major image it, but like you're just seeing it. You're not feeling it. For real. Demi, any D&D monster for you. Anyway, so next we go to Boingo Rider. Next we go to Boingo Rider. I'm a freak. I'm a weirdo. I don't belong here. Boingo is gonna be our last person of the evening, which is very good because this sure is around the limit that I wanted to work with. Yeah, Boingo! The fan favorite! If you like anything close to my vibe check or energy, please check out Boingo Rider. Boingo Rider, as you can see, fan favorite of the chat. Me and the homeboys love Boingo. Boingo is a robot who came from the 90s and has big ADHD energy. Honestly, hot take, if you like the bounciness of my voice, you're gonna love the bounciness of Boingo's voice. Boingo is someone that Elma rated to once, and I was like, oh, this guy's cool. Oh, this guy's like really cool. I instantly vibe with this guy and I want to know more about him. Yeah, and he works really hard. He works really hard because Boingo does so much. You may notice he's got 2 YouTube channels here. He's got his Twitch where he does like a lot of cool streaming of like a lot of variety streaming. He's got his Twitter. He's got his YouTube where he does like video essays for like stuff like Kamen Rider and like comic books and whatnot. But he's also got like he's also a part of like another YouTube channel called Modular Media where he's done a Boingo Rider. Like Boingo also does several podcasts, one involving wrestling, one involving comics. He does He does one talking with other VTubers. I've been in it. Hachiko's been in it. Highly check it out. You can find it in Modular Media. Like, Boingo works so hard, and every time I check, like, sometimes seeing numbers is, like, the worst plague upon my mind. But, like, when I compare myself and I'm like, ooh, what are, like, am I doing well for, like, what I'm doing at this point in my VTuber experience, my entertainer experience, since I haven't, like, just blown up, like, haven't gotten that insane luck, I see Boingo is criminally underrated in terms of, like, how many followers he has. Like, I have 426 followers. Boingo's only in the 200s, and that genuinely shocks me, because Boingo deserves so much better. Because Boingo is such a cool guy, like, and he works hard. This is a hustle for him. This is the grind. And, like, they're just doing what they love and what he is incredibly passionate about, which is wrestling, comics, just being a dork, and just, like, being incredibly open. Not to be confused with Oingo Rider, who is a scoundrel, a dastard, a ne'er-do-well. You see, they're just Boingo Rider, but they have a palette swap. They're Boingo Rider, but they don't shell merge. They're Boingo Rider, but they don't have a redeem that lets you turn them into a maid. They don't have the cat maid redeem. They only have the dog butler redeem, which is cool, I guess. Boingo is the bar, bar in the alley, with a vibe that rips and is deeply underestimated. Exactly. Like, you go into it and you hear Boingo go, horny! Horny! And getting everyone in the vibe check. You fuckers. Oh, I'm sorry, Boingo. Am I casting too much positivity on you? Are you just I'm sorry that you're just really cool and just a great person, and that you don't even try hard to be, like, a reasonable, cool person, and that you're just always choose the cool guy option and everything, and you're great. I'm sorry, you win. You've always have, Boingo. That's the secret. Alright, so Boingo is a robot, so he's going to be a Warforged. This is going to give him a resistance to poison, as well as the poisoned condition. What was I thinking? Like 6 hours ago? Rest need, sleep, but sleep isn't. Okay, I just didn't space him out. How big is Boingo canonically? He could be He could be Autonome. See, Boingo's not that small, despite the fact he doesn't have legs. No one has ever seen his legs. I ignore the height chart. I ignore the VPAL height chart. Boingo Resistance is a Renaissance man of our era. Likes nerd shit instead of paintings. Paints the Virtuin man. See, the thing is, like, Boingo is genuinely a Renaissance man because they're Renaissance in things of the 90s. They're bringing the 90s back after 30 years. Yeah, Boingo doesn't need sleep. That's how they make so many podcast episodes. He also gets a permanent +1 to AC, and also whatever armor he has on, you can't take off. You can't force it off, which is not something most things do, but I guess if you're fighting slimes. 30 years. You're also proficiency in history because you got a free skill to be proficient with Warforged, and you just know a lot about wrestling and comic books and other historical things. And you've recently gotten proficiency in painter supplies because Boingo's recently been experimenting with the tablet. Oh, you're talking about 30 years of, like, the 90s. It's okay, I was in that decade. I existed there. For, like, a month and a year. No, not even a month. A week. A week. 1 week. 1 day. And 1 week, 1 day, and 1 year in the 90s. I existed. Sammy and I are gonna sip our mugs of sand as we think about the good old days. When you think, man, Rugrats is the peak. Nothing's gonna be Rugrats. Yo, what's with the sponge? Dude, that's why you live in the Feywild. Just don't have a passage of time. Just live in the moment now, and then you walk out and either it's been 5 seconds, like Narnia, or it's been 50 years. You're like turning 30. Shut the fuck up. Yeah, you're over here singing Bo Burnham's 30. Well, like, everyone else is like, oh, I'm like 27. Oh. Oh, I thought you were fresh 30s. You see, you just had the judo arc, and he's gotten incredibly ripped. Alright, so Bungo's had the entertaining background because he's genuinely an entertaining guy, and he worked so hard to be an entertainer. Like, that gets, like, honestly, out of all the streamers, he's the most streamer of all time. You're gonna get proficiency in performance and acrobatics, so Bungo can canonically do a backflip. You're proficient in disguise kits, so you can do all your wacky bits of becoming a maid, becoming a butler, to ask at stream if they want a dinner, a bath, or him, or also getting his merch outfits and all that kind of stuff. For your music proficiency, for your musical instruments of choice, whatever music lets you do ska. Bungo does do music also, by the way. If you want to check out his Bandcamp, you could check out Bungo music. Because Bungo makes music. And when I found that, I'm like, wait, what? Bungo? Stats, you guessed it. Once again, I'm asking you to put charisma and intelligence as priorities. Strength as possible, dump wisdom. Bungo is consumed by the ADHD. Yeah, Bungo makes music! Let's see. Bandcamp. Bungo writer. Simple Google search. Let's see if that gets any results. Yeah, he's got a Bandcamp. He's got a Bandcamp, and he's got an album called Now That's Why I Call Bungo Writer. Check it out. Check it out. I like you're the only one who dumps decks. Yeah. Did you have a giant robot to do all your manual dexterity for you? The Himbo, the Bimbo, and the Thimbo collection. I'm commanding you all to listen to Bungo music. Alright, so once again, we're doing Bard. Because, yeah, how could we not? More specifically with Bungo, we're doing in the sense that, you know, you are a storyteller, and also you have so much information to share, and you're a heart of the party. Like, if Bungo's in your group, Bungo is the one giving out inspiration. Bungo is the one making sure everyone else shines, and Bungo is the one who is keeping everyone's spirits up. And I feel like Bungo really is that in the V-Pals. He's the one like, oh man, is someone in voice chat? I'm gonna hang out with them. I'm gonna give them the time of day while I edit. Oh, hey, I see someone's a little down, I'm gonna try and cheer them up. Hey, I see someone's having, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do everything. I'm gonna do a little bit of everything all the time. It's like a lot of my friends are storytellers and inspiring. You're gonna get proficiency in persuasion, sleight of hand, and religion because you gotta know the religious. You got to follow things like comic books and wrestling religiously to understand. You gotta know the Ghost Rider lore, man. You gotta know how it works. You're gonna have expertise in history for comic book lore, persuasion, performance, and acrobatics as a treat. There's no real canonical way why Bongo should have expertise in acrobatics, but I feel like it'd be really funny. He's gonna get Bardic Inspiration, so he can give funny dice to people for their skill checks. He's gonna get Deck of all traits, so all the skills that he isn't proficient with, he's going to get half his proficiency bonus. He's gonna get the buff of rest, so he can play his, that's what I call Boingo album, to give people more hit points onto rests. He gets counter charm, so if anyone is charmed or frightened, he can use action to give them advantage on the saving throw. He gets magical secrets, so he gets special level spells that no one else gets. He gets superior inspiration, so whenever he goes to a fight, he always has a little bit of inspiration. And we're gonna make him College of Valor, just like his boys. It's not Zachariah. His boy in Wild Beyond the Witchlight, his wrestler boy. And lets him be sort of a mix of a nerd boy and also a cool wrestler boy. This is gonna give him proficiency in medium armor and shields, as well as all weapons. His inspiration can now add to someone's damage dice, to someone's damage roll, or to AC of someone, which can be very helpful for either offense or defense. He also gets extra attack, so he could go real Boingo mode, and he can now, and at the end, at level 14, he's able to cast a spell and then just quickly do a bonus action attack to just go BOP! For some suggested spells, Vicious Mockery, because Boingo's very witty. He's gonna have Minor Illusion, so he can show you his favorite comic panels. Message to like text you his like secret little thoughts. Friends, because he could become friends with anyone, smiley face. Disguise Self, so he can get the maid outfit spontaneously, or the Elma tits. Heroism, because he believes in you. You get to have that little bit of warm healing works. I feel like it's like a, hey, get up, buddy, come on. Touch to his laughter, because his laughter is also infectious. Magic Mouth, because I feel like Boingo would want a little mouth. Boingo would be the person who would put Magic Mouth on a rock and say, "You're gonna be a stinky poop head," as the dialogue, and place it as a condition of whenever a rich person walks by this bridge, you hear that. Suggestion, so Boingo can say something really silly and someone goes, "You're right. That sounds like a great idea." Speak with Dead, so he could talk, so he can actually be like, "Well, some people said the author's dead." No, he's not! Compulsion? Compulsion basically is making people, like, you know that one bit from, I Just Want to Be King, where Simba's like, "I won't look right, I won't look left." That's it. That's compulsion. And just doing that of like, "Hey guys, do that, do this." Confusion, when people do not comprehend Boingo boinging out. Awaken, so we can just get a little guy. You can just make animals or an item just alive. And he'd be like, "Hey guys, I spent 8 hours making this mouse alive so he can help me edit." Legend Lord, to get the vibe check, raise telepathic bond, so he can have everyone on the same telepathic page. They're on the same text plan. I love it when he says it's boingin' time. Dude, Boingo probably unironically says it's boingin' time. We also guessed that you take Otto's Irresistible Dance, so you can get the shimmy 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 shimmy. As he would say. We would give him glibness. I don't know why it said glibness, but that would give him +10 to all charisma checks for an extended period of time. Powered Stun, when people do not understand the max boingy. And we gave him Polyword Powered Heal for like ultimate support. And it's boingin' time. And Matt's Polyword, because I thought it'd be funny. Lastly, for feats, I would suggest either Meta Magic Adept, just because it's gonna be fun. I feel like Boingo's kind of a weirdo, so I feel like having weirdo magic would be cool. Inspiring Leader, for similar reasons as Demi. because I feel like he's just a really cool guy, and his presence genuinely is really supportive. Tavern Brawler a grappler so he can live out his wrestler fantasies. Mobile just so he could be like kind of a trickster of like, whoa, hey, I hit you and now I gotta go fast. Forecaster if you want to be more martial and make you have the illusion of being sturdy. So that way you can really be in the fray and have all these spells to support your pals, but also stay in there. Or lastly, you could take Fighter Initiate to basically get a way to feel a bit more, have a bit of a fighting style to support you in the fighty zone. But yeah, that's the slideshow. That's it. The show's over, and it's almost my bedtime limit. So let's see. I don't really see a lot. I see people I follow, but the lowest view count on them is like 17 viewers. So, while I shill what tomorrow is, if someone could tell me a really cool VTuber to spread the love to. While I hope for a suggestion, I will shill about tomorrow. Because yes, today was a pre-show for the 2-year anniversary, and tomorrow is going to be the official 2-year anniversary of streaming, where I'm going to be doing a Pokemon Sword Egg Lock, a Nuzlocke where I take eggs from all my V-Pals, all my buddies that I made over the 2 years, and swap out all of the encounters with eggs. So if I go to the wild area, catch a Pokemon there, I replace that Pokemon with an egg. So yeah. Thank you. Alright, so Professor Tetsu VT. Okay. Hell yeah, are they doing something in particular? You know what? I don't even know. We can just support him unconditionally. Doing ASMR. Oh my. Well then. In that case, we're gonna give the greeting in a very special way.
Thank you for anyone who came by, whether past, present, or future. I hope you had a nice time. Wait, fuck, I'll start again. Well then, hope you had a good time. Thank you for anyone who came by, past, present, or future. I hope you have a nice day or evening, and have something nice to look back on. The ASMR is really fucking me up, and I will wish you a bye-bye.
If you're still watching this, I love you. You're great. You're fantastic. Bye-bye. Oh, bye-bye.